So not only did that cost us Cubs ML last night, that just cost the Cubbies the season. I cannot believe they blew that 6-0 lead last night when I told everybody the Cubs ML was my most confident play. That was moose shit. Give me the Ducks. I'm fading Colorado. Give me Oregon to win this game big and catch Colorado sleeping, coming in on their high horse thinking they could beat anybody. Well, they're about to get taught a lesson. That was the most Notre Dame melt I've ever seen.
So I don't know why we're rushing 3, even if we're short a guy. I don't know why linebackers are not playing up further on the line. I don't understand any part of it.
The Cowboys did it again. They lose to the freaking Cardinals.
That's a concerning game for sure from the Cowboys. The real meat on table play would be his completions. There's just not a line out for that yet, so I didn't want to just pull a number out of my ass. But he's going to dink and dunk their way to a lot of completions and probably a lot of yards too.
Damn, brand new bag for pro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying.
What's going on, chat? We've got a hype train before BTL has even started. Episode 324 piece, as always. Hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Javon, on this beautiful Friday afternoon. BTL Fridays are the best days, presented by SeatGeek. If you guys are going to the game this weekend, make sure you buy your tickets on SeatGeek. Way cheaper fees than a lot of the other apps. Honestly, that's where I get my tickets anyways. So check out SeatGeek if you haven't used it already. Promo code BOOKITS. You get $20 off your first order. Why not check it out? Why not us? Javon, we've got sub-bangies galore. We got Thrasher coming in hot with 100 bits. Won a night last night. Had too much to drink. We are AL champs. Thrasher, congrats to your O's. What a season it was for the Orioles, man. Unbelievable. We got my guy Taith coming in hot with a sub-bang. Swizzle MJ coming in with a sub-bang. The one and only Casper. He could be a ghost. He's locked in, and he's sub-banging 3 months. Newbie, W's. And we got back to Malik, an old head, seasoned vet, coming in hot with a sub-bang as well, 11 months. Lenbong coming in hot with a sub-bang, Javon. PrizePicks 23 coming in with a sub-bang. Let's fucking go, chat. This is how we pick ourselves up off the ground after that moose shit squad ride from yesterday. Goods, play it. Let's recap it. Unbelievable. Was that Graham Mertz playing QB for the Packers last night, folks? Was that the Statue of Liberty?
Might be.
Playing QB for the Packers, Javon. That was brutal.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. And then he threw a ball backwards. So really he had like the touchdown run and nothing else and just refused to run, but they threw a ball backwards and then ended up in the negatives, which was funny.
Yep. Honestly, I'm kind of happy he ended in the negatives because that shit was never going to hit, and I was not rooting for him at that point. Unbelievable.
Fair enough.
Dude, he was in the pocket baking like a damn cookie. The amount of times he could have scrambled and ran for 10 yards, I mean, I could count on 2 hands just in the first half. Ridiculous. I mean, these young QBs, man, they tend to freeze up a little bit in big moments. And yeah, this is exactly what we saw last night. Jordan Love finally facing a good team, and that's what you get. An absolute freeze fest. That was literally Jordan Love. You're looking at a picture of last night. Oh, Colin Reardon coming in, giving out a sub bang to the community. Let's go, Colin. W's and Lembong, I appreciate you, bro. We do it all for you. We do it all for you. All right. Use the book it code on SeatGeek, getting tickets for 49ers Vikings Monday night game. Let's go. W's.
Let's go.
You guys not use it. You get $20 off. At least pay for a beer or two, depending on where you live at the game this weekend. Go check it out. All right. We're not promoting companies. We're not promoting people who we don't believe in and use these products ourselves. You guys know that. We use everything that we talk about. SeatGeek's low-key kind of fire. Go check it out. Yeah. Keep moving and grooving here, Javon. The best bets were cake last night, but the B team carried once again. I'm not saying we're going to change the teams, but Chad, if you guys haven't picked up on the trends, I mean, the B team has won 3 straight days, Javon.
Yeah, it's been carrying for a while.
W. Harry, if you tail Lauren Squares and you tail the B team, guys, you might be able to retire early as we get a Ron Mux Clam sub bang, a tale as old as time, death taxes, and Ron Mux Clam giving out a sub bang to the community. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. W's. Javon, we got to keep moving and grooving. We got to keep smacking B team entries. I mean, if we hit a 3-piece entry every day, we are in business. Okay. And EJ Warner, Mima, W Cash.
Yeah. Huge Mima there. That was huge.
Massive. As Lenbong comes in with another subby. Let's go, Len. Let's go, Len. Let's go, Trent. Yeah, Trent's even gotten in on the last 2 in cash, and he hasn't even mushed it yet. So that's how you know those are great entries.
Yeah, it's
Unmushable
wild.
the last 3 nights. W's. We got PH Fred coming in hot with a sub bang as well. You guys are electric this morning. W's. We're listening in the car. Let's go, squad. Safe
Dubs.
travels to Ole Miss. Guys, if you're not hip, Mikey, Trent, Lauren, they're going to Ole Miss for that electric game against LSU tomorrow, I believe. Should be very interesting. And guys, let us know when you get there. Please drive safe because that's a long-ass ride. But let us know when you get there and chat. Stay posted. We'll have plenty of content with the squad at the game. Sure. The Mikey mustache play, I'm still on the fence about. Mikey, we might have to talk about the mustache later. But you know what? You're feeling good coming off that LSU win last week at the game. You're feeling confident. I don't hate it. All right? Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. And, yeah, honestly, I kind of like Ole Miss at home. Side note. Guys, we'll talk about some college football today. We'll do a little college football weekend preview, some of our favorite plays of the weekend as we get a first-time chatter. Jaeger M. Krabs, what's good, brother? What's up, Beast?
There we go.
For the follow. We're going to do college football weekend preview. We're going to go over the MLB slates. Probably not spending too much time on that, but definitely some winners to be found on the diamond today, chat. Let's not forget about it. We got Friday Night Lights we're going to go over today, and then weekend crash sesh as well. 5 guys entry, Hail Mary. Javon, we were so close with the 5 guys entry last week, man. We got to work just a little bit harder and put together a winner for the people.
We do. It's mandatory. So let's get down to it.
We were so close. Getting better every single day. All right. Philip McCabe, Krabs, would you nuke DeAndre Swift rush yards against the Manders? No. I would not nuke any offensive stats against the Manders after how bad that defense played last week. Dust up Del Rio was about to have those boys dialed in on the road. And we actually played very well in Philly, which is very surprising to hear, but it's true. So I would not be taking that. Just take the Manders spread and go about your day. Plain and simple. Javon, before we dive into some plays, we got plenty of time today. We might run this until 4 p.m. Eastern, chat. Depends on what you guys want. Let's go ahead and recap what the hell happened in the Mets and Marlins game last night. Because I still don't get it. I really don't. And guys, this is why nobody respects the Mets organization. They're cheese balls. They do shit like this. They're eliminated. They're sorry. They paid all those players. It didn't work out. And now, against the divisional rival, they're not trying at all to get that field playable. And I'm not saying it would have been playable if they did, but the effort level out there looked like a bunch of sloths walking around, and whoever's in charge of that needs to go because this is unacceptable. And I'll tell you what, Javon, this is the second night in a row that the Mets ground crew failed. Second time. Okay, this is not the first time. And I'll tell you what, showing negative urgency, so much so that the freaking Marlins manager had to go out there. Coach Skip ran his ass out there. And he was barking at the grounds crew. He was yelling at people. He's freaking pissed off, and I don't blame him. And yeah, I know there's a flood up there in New York, but figure it out. There are no excuses for this to happen multiple times in a week. After it happened the first time, Rob Manfred and the MLB should have stepped in because they should have seen it coming a second time since the Mets are scum. But I'm so sick of seeing shit like this. It's not fair. I kind of want to see the freaking Marlins in the playoffs. Maybe that's what it is. They're never in there. I would love to see Miami go. They're on fire right now. They got a bunch of cool young players, young rotation that's good. And I understand why their coach is so freaking pissed. It's ridiculous. It's the most Met shit ever. Disrespectful. This is why nobody respects or appreciates that organization, and that's why they're a joke. I thought it would change a little bit, with Cohen taking over, Javon, but the only thing that's changed is that they're spending more money. It's still a sorry-ass organization. And to be honest with you, Marlins fans want that game, counted as a forfeit. I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't either.
The freaking rules books, Javon. This guy took a screenshot of the MLB rules book. I don't even know where that is or if that was a thing, talking about forfeited games. And the Mets ground crew clearly was demonstrating incompetence, not once, but twice. That is unacceptable. And Javon, now the Mets might have to now the Marlins might have to go back there on Monday and finish up that game that they were already winning in the 9th inning. What the fuck?
Yeah, That was
unbelievable, dudes. And the worst part of the whole thing is, Javon, I saw this picture around Twitter of the grounds crew hanging out during the rain delay, taking pictures, smiling. What the fuck is going on? They're standing around grabbing ass, taking pics, orchestrating a group photo. What are we doing? Get the field ready. This team's trying to make the playoffs, and just because your organization is so sorry and terribly run, it doesn't mean you get to take it out on the other team you're playing. That is bullshit. That is Bush League, and the Mets should be punished for this shit. Take away some draft picks. Look at these scumbags. They're all standing there smiling. They know what they're doing. The Mets should be punished for this so that BS like this doesn't happen. Let the guys play on an even playing field. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it was crazy because it's the second day, in a row pretty much that this has happened. They messed up the field to where the point it was kind of unplayable from the start. They got it together enough to kind of get this game started, and it looked like shit. The entire infield was flooded. You could see the big spots all over it during the game. And then they come, during this game, and they also missed a window of where it was, sprinkling, I guess you could say, really lightly for about 45 minutes. And then the reason Shoemaker was pissed is because they came back out there and they were starting to pull the tarps off and see if it was playable. Then it started raining harder. So at that point, it was kind of a room for no return there. So I feel bad for the Marlins, man, especially if it ends up mattering to the point of where they have to come back and play an inning change of that game come Monday to decide their season. Like, granted, they're up, but that's wild and ridiculous.
Marlins bettors are in piss. They should have walked out of there with a win, and now that bet's voided. Guys, I feel so bad. That is Bush League. It's the most Mets stuff ever, and they should be punished, or else stuff like this is going to keep happening. I'm all for fucking with the other teams. I'm all for giving the away team a worse dugout. I'm all for, playing games on a rival or fucking with them. But this is too much, man. You're messing with this team going to the playoffs.
They also, you would think, or at least I would think this week, they're going to play the Pirates in a series where if they win the series, most likely they're in. They just got in at 4:30 a.m. today. I saw the reports. So, yes, they're playing a moose shit Pirates team who probably doesn't care for shit at this point, but that kind of throws a wrench into things. If you're talking about this, them and the Cubs making this final push here. So getting in at 4:30, it's a tricky little spot. So that could have screwed up everything for them.
100%. That could fuck up the rest of the weekends and eliminate them from the playoffs because they're about to be sleepwalking on the field today.
Yeah,
BS,
it's a scary sight.
BS. What did Krabs say about Swift? I wouldn't be taking Swift after that legacy game against our D-line after a bad week. That seems like the freest bet ever, and that's not it. I would keep Swift out of the slips this weekend, and that game's going to go under as well. We got a hype train, folks, level 4. How about it? We got 13 subbies already in the first 15 minutes. W's, folks. We're going to reward you with a winner at the end of the app. But for now, as Hot Boy Trey comes in with another subby, that's what I'm talking about. Javon, this tweet we got to show really quick because it's probably the worst tweet of the year. Congratulations. Somebody called Guinness Book of World Records because it's just one. What are we doing? This is why players hate the fucking media so much, because bozos like this guy are making up shit out of their mind and talking out of their ass and not thinking for 1 second before they fire off a tweet. Scroll up to the top of the caption, Goots. It's disgusting. 0.0% chance he got concussed on this. Fraud. Right after it happens, and this guy's whining like a 5th grader because his bet's going to lose now. Dude, what? Maybe worst tweet of the year. Chat, you guys let me know if you've seen something worse, but this was a fat L. You can't be calling out the players for faking concussions right after it happens just because your bet's about to lose. You look like an idiot. You sound like a freaking child, and you're a loser. This is why the players don't fuck with the media, because a guys like this sucks.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like you said, this is exactly why the sports betting community gets a bad name in the minds and, I guess, words of the players, because people are absolute bozos tweeting dumb shit like this. So let's not do that. You can keep that. I went on the tweet, saw he's hiding a bunch of replies. Yeah, from everybody in the community that cooked him. Keep that shit in your little private Discord, man.
Seems like you guys already took care of it then. No needs. I was literally just about to tell you to go comment under that post that he's the biggest bozo of all time and that he's a loser. But if you've already done it, we're good to go. We moved.
Yeah.
You guys took care of it. W's. I don't know why I didn't expect that. I knew you guys would take care of that bullshit. What a bozo. What a loser. Like, how do you look yourself in a mirror as a human being after saying some shit like that? You've got to be the biggest scum of the earth. I'd say that right to that guy's face, too. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, everybody's reaching for a void. No losses. I mean, this is football. We're betting football. We're going to sit up here and complain about injuries happening, man, especially like a concussion. You think a guy is faking that? I mean, that's ridiculous. Come on.
Unbelievable. All right, chat, about that time to dive into some plays for the weekend. You know how we're starting out this BTL Friday. Got to go into some college football weekend previews here, Javon. I'm stoked. Maybe not a better slate for college football than last Saturday. I mean, that's really going to be hard to beat, but we've got some really good games. And I know you and me both have some plays that we absolutely love this weekend in college football. So let's get it started. We'll rip the Band-Aid off with the snooze fest, chat. Stick with us. Don't fall asleep. We're going to talk about two of the low-scoring, snooziest, ugliest games we've got on the slate. And I'm giving you guys another Hokies under. All right, a tale as old as time. It's about as consistent as Ron Muck's Clam coming in and giving out a sub bang at this point. The Hokie unders are going to continue to print. Our offense is a joke. And although our defense isn't great, Pitt is so much worse than I expected, Javon. And I'm not saying to take a stab at the Hokies at home here, but I'm telling you right now, Michael Vick's going to be there. All the recruits are going to be there. The defense cannot get worse. And they have guys on that team from last season who played the whole year. They should continue to get better. And I know they're starting some of the most freshmen in college football, but you know how the Hokies win. They win with defense, and they have some decent players on that side of the ball that have to get better. This has to be the basement for that defense after getting run over by Marshall last week. I mean, that was absolutely embarrassing. If they can't get up against Pitt at home under the lights in a night game at Lane Stadium after that, they're not Hokies. Get them the fuck off the team. There's something about Lane Stadium at night. These games are always nasty. They're always close, weird, and they're under Central, chat. And just like last week when I gave you guys the under, which smacked, I'm giving you it again today because this might be the worst game of the slate. And I'd be surprised if both teams score over 20 points. I think it's the first one to 20 wins, and it's going to be like a 21-14 type game, 21-17 maybe, and sneaks under. I grab this soon because that total keeps moving and grooving down, folks.
Yeah, there you go. That game is good. Absolutely suck. I guess we can probably circle back to that when we hop into the PrizePicks squares. I went with the first half under. Yeah, I went with first half under in Auburn, Georgia. I think Auburn's going to stay in this game at least early in the game, and I don't think they're going to do it with their offense, kind of like how South Carolina did in their game against Georgia with a couple explosive plays early in the game. I think it's going to be more with their defense. I'm still not sure 100% what the quarterback situation is going to be for them. Peyton Thorne was starting, and there's questions about that now. They brought the third string in to get a couple snaps last week. Robbie Ashford, I'll see what role he's going to play, but I think they can move the ball in the run game ever so slightly. I just don't think there's going to be explosiveness, especially early in the game. But I think their defense can hang in there. Again, this is a Georgia offense, especially that has not seen the same level of explosiveness themselves, especially in the run game too. And, I mean, Brock Bowers finally started to get used a little bit like he should last week. We'll see if that ends up happening. I think in the second half they kind of settle in and take over this game, maybe get near that 14 or land on that 14, maybe cover. But I think early on it's going to be a defensive slugfest, and maybe Georgia in the offense kind of pulls away late. But first half, taking no points. Defense.
Okay. And I've got a play I like in this game that we're going to get to towards the end of this segment. But I'm with you on that under. I think that game's going to be way closer and low scoring and nasty, similarly to like the pick BT game I just talked about, rivalries. Okay. These teams have been playing forever. It's going to be nasty. They know each other, and a big letdown spot for Georgia here. Maybe they come out sleeping against a team that they should smack in Auburn, right? Maybe Auburn's defense catches them sleeping just a little bit, just enough to go under that 23.5 in the first half. We got sub bangies from A Roddy 921 W's 12 months. Happy 1 year, my man. I appreciate it. Old man All-American coming in with a subby. Lots of ranked college teams on the road this weekend. Be careful. Just might be an upset Saturday type of weekend. That's music to my ears. I hope you're right. I'm sure I'll be on plenty of those dogs. Okay. Hot Boy Trey also coming in hot with a sub bang as well. W's. Chat, let's keep moving and grooving. Let's go to the Mikey over of the weekend. Two games we think are going to be soaring. I had a really tough time finding a game over, Javon, so I found a little loophole here. I'm taking the Cal team total over 30.5. Not sure how you feel about this one. Chat, I know how you guys feel about this one. You're pissed just seeing this logo up on the screen after last week, but I'm going back to the well, and I know they haven't announced a starting QB. I know they've actually come out and said that there's a QB competition that's active and going on right now. I don't care. I think both guys bounce back this weekend against a sorry-ass defense, and I want to back Cal, who showed some serious heart and life against Washington's pretty good defense, especially in the second half last week. I still believe in the Bears. I'm with you, Javon. And they still have Jeremiah Hunter, who's one of the best, if not the best receiver besides Marvin Harrison in college football, in my opinion. They're going to put up plenty of points. They might find a way to not cover this game. They might, this game might be an over itself, but I wanted to isolate just Cal and their offense to bounce back. With all this news and sketchiness about their QBs, I kind of want to buy in. And I don't care who's playing. I think Finley will bounce back if he goes in there after the worst game of his career. And I know Sam Jackson's going to ball if he goes in there too. So I think you're going to see both guys really not put their foot off the gas at all because they're trying to win that starting job. You're not going to see Cal take their foot off the gas one bit on offense like he did last week, unfortunately, and it cost us a cover. Not this week. They're going to put up a 40 burger. Back Cal in the team total.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I'd only go that route if we see Sam Jackson. But, I mean, the offense is still good. Even as lopsided as that game felt against Washington, the final yard count, Washington only outgained them by 27 yards. Like, Cal still had 500 yards of total offense. Like, the offense is still good. My only concern, I guess, because I like laying them on the spread more in this game is if they're not really trying and chewing clock at the end. But I still think they'll be explosive enough. I went with this Kansas-Texas over. What do you want to say?
I was going to say, hopefully, since both QBs are trying to earn the starting job, that they won't be taking their foot off the gas. And I'm assuming that the offensive coordinator is going to want to see as much of, 100% effort from the offenses with both guys in so they can make a decision on what QB they want to start the rest of the season. That's kind of why I went with the team total. And that kind of takes away, the end of the game bullshit where they run an HB dive right into the center 3 times in a row and they cost us the bet.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But I went with this Kansas-Texas over, which honestly it was between this and Kansas team total under. I didn't know how I want to play it. I do think Texas is going to be able to move the ball against Kansas. It kind of speaks for itself. They're more physical. The run game is going to be great. The pass attack against that Kansas secondary is going to be just fine, but Kansas is going to score too. We haven't really seen like V game from Jalen Daniels so much yet this season, and I think it comes this week against the Texas defense that looks great. But when you look at some of the teams they faced, some of the quarterbacks they faced JT Daniels, first game of the season against Rice. They faced Jalen Milroe, and then they faced back-to-back backup quarterbacks between Sawyer Robinson and the Wyoming backup quarterback whose name kind of I have no idea. It's beyond me. But I haven't faced a real good quarterback, especially one that can do a little dual threat with him. And Jalen Daniels is going to do that. And this Kansas rushing attack is going to be better than a lot of people think. It's been great. Their attack with Devin Neal is better than people think. To take advantage of a lot of softer situations and matchups, Texas's defense is not going to look as good as people think in this game. This is going to be a little more back and forth. And then, again, it's another game where I think Texas maybe pulls away late, but especially with the look-ahead spot here ahead of the Red River Shootout next week, don't be surprised if this game is a little close. And don't be surprised if you see Kansas' offense jump on Texas very, very early in this game and make them have to score points in this game. So that's what I'm liking points down in Austin this week.
Kansas and overs, it's like peanut butter and jelly, man. Straight up. It doesn't matter if the total's sharp, doesn't matter if it's square, moving up or down. For some reason, when Kansas plays for the last year and a half, games go over. They just do. Their defense is their offense is actually freaking electric, and I still think it's undervalued by the markets. That's probably why. But I'm so into this play.
Yeah, this too. It seems low if you think about the games that Kansas has played, but Texas hasn't allowed more than one touchdown in any game that is not against Alabama. So it's going to change this week. I'll tell you that much. I think Kansas puts up 30.
Would you say this will be the best offense Texas has faced all season? Would you say they're even better than Bama?
Oh, it's not even. This is far and away the best offense they've also played. They've played all season. I mean, that Bama offense is garbage. They get a little credit because it was in Tuscaloosa, which I don't want to diminish that win at all. But again, they played JT Daniels, a Wyoming team who is not great offensively, and they also had their backup quarterback. They played Baylor, who can't score, and it's Sawyer Robinson. So, again, I still think the defense is good. I just don't think this is a good matchup for them. And obviously a tough spot with Oklahoma next week.
100%. big time look ahead spots. Fruity likes the Flames -1.5 POD.
There we go.
What time does that game start off? Do we have some time, or is that like an afternoon game? I have no idea what time these preseason games are on. Somebody let me know in chat. All right. Late. W's for
it starts at 9, Crabs.
Okay.
W goods.
That's all right.
Love
Lock in.
Let's keep moving and grooving, folks. Let's go to the college football blowout of the weekends. All right. 2 teams we think are going to win and win big. I don't know if Kentucky's square, Javon. I don't know if they're sharp. The line's moving back now towards Florida. I don't even give a shit. I love this Kentucky team, and I think they win this game by 10 points plus at home. And it doesn't hurt that, they potentially are going to be playing Georgia next weekend when they're both going to be undefeated in a primetime college game day potential opportunity. I'm sure the refs, I'm sure everybody will be in on it, trying to secure Kentucky a win here to get game day to go down there to Georgia next week and get 2 5-0 teams in the SEC facing off. They need that. There's been not nearly enough SEC talk for the broadcast stations so far this season. This could be how they get it. And all that aside, that's just a plus for me. I love this Kentucky team and their offense. I think they're electric. I think Florida is a fraudulent ranked team, and I want to fade them. I'd fade them pretty much in any spot against any team this week after the fraudulent first 4 weeks of the season that they've had. I'm not a believer in them. I'm not a Mertz guy. I want to back Kentucky here at home, and I know Florida's owned them in history, but Kentucky's played much better against them in the last couple of years, and they've actually flipped the script, and I think they've won the last couple. Give me Kentucky to win this game at home and win this game big. I don't care where the line's moving and grooving. To me, that does not matter. And Kentucky's actually won the last 3 of the last 5 years in this series, Javon, after Florida owned them for 2 decades before that. They've got their swagger back, and this might be the best Kentucky team we've seen in years. Back them at home on the ML, back them at home on the spread. Doesn't matter. They're winning by 10 plus.
Yeah, I just don't think Florida's that good. I understand the resume. I guess I get why they're ranked, but I don't think they should be or they will for much longer. I went with SMU, and this is one that I'm going to wait to lock in because I know because of what Charlotte did last week in the Swamp, this is going to move against you, and it probably already started. I started seeing some 23s earlier this morning, which I'm perfectly fine with. I don't care where it moves. This is a perfect buy low, sell high spot when you talk about SMU losing their Super Bowl last week, not really even being competitive going into Fort Worth against TCU. They looked awful. And now this is a Charlotte team who, like I said, just went into the Swamp and competed with Florida. Honestly, should have come a lot closer to winning that game the way that they played. But the problem was you watch a lot of that game. It was a lot of self-inflicted wounds by Florida. And you look at like this team, you look at all the advanced stats, especially in the secondary. That secondary is one of the worst secondaries in all of college football. They rank last in pretty much any metric. You want to go to Havoc. You want to go to any passes defended. You want to go to anything. They suck at it. And this is an SMU team who last week, I don't know why they did this. And obviously, like as a TCU fan watching the game, I was happy they did this. They tried to run the ball a lot, which as a decent TCU front against the run, and SMU doesn't run the ball all that efficiently. This week against the poor secondary, I can guarantee you that's not going to be the case, especially early in the game. They're going to attack that secondary early and often, and it's going to be a disaster. I think this one gets ugly. I think their defense actually hangs in there too. Honestly, it might be even a better matchup for their defense than Charlotte saw against Florida, and they really didn't do much in that game either. It was their defense themselves keeping them in the game. So I think this is ugly. I think this is like a 45-10 type game.
Fading good Charlotte. I bet. I don't hate the spot at all for the Stangs. I'm a fan of the Stangs. I had a good time there going to a college basketball game last year. I'm a fan. I'm down to ride the Mustangs. I think they get it done here as well, laying 22 points against Charlotte, who is coming off of their Super Bowl. Right?
Yeah, both of them really are. They just
honestly, yeah,
ended very differently.
Yep. It ended in a way where we want to back SMU heavily this weekend.
Yes.
100%. What was the Mikey over college football play? Joshy, I took Cal's team total over. Javon took Kansas and Texas over 61.5. All right.
Yep.
Let's keep moving and grooving, folks. Let's go to our upset alerts, underdog of the college football weekends. I cannot believe I have a freaking Chanticleer up there on the screen. It is what it is. They have been so mids, and I, debated back and forth. Do I even want to back this program right now? They're so public and trendy still, even though they suck because they have Grayson McCall. But you know what, Javon? It's a great matchup for them against an absolute moose shit secondary. Georgia Southern's D-line is okay, but Coastal Carolina should not only cover this game, but I think they bounce back after a brutal, embarrassing loss last week to their rival, Georgia State. And I think they get a win outright here on the road against a program who they've beaten the last 3 years and pretty much dominated for the majority of history. Now, Georgia Southern's getting a lot of hype. They're coming off a 40-3 win against Ball State, Javon. That's a score where I want to fade that team the next week because they're going to be coming in fat, happy, and complacent to this game at home, welcoming in Coastal Carolina, who everyone's starting to say this is the worst Coastal team we've seen in the last 5 to 10 years. Well, Javon, this is when we buy low on Grayson McCall. I'd love to have my coins on a buy low spot with this team and that offense with those weapons and Grayson McCall, who's still one of the best QBs in football. He just hasn't shown it yet this season. Breakout game, buy low with the Chanticleers. Give me the points, but you might not need them.
Yeah, I don't mind that play at all. I can't believe that I have the team that I have on my little upset alert this week. But honestly, coming into the season, and not just because, are a Tampa team that I kind of keep my eye on consistently, but I thought they were going to be a little better than market expectations. I didn't end up jumping in on their over win total, but I'm kind of regretting it. This team and this offense is good. Byron Brown as quarterback there, he's been amazing. And I think this offense is really versatile, and I'm not just buying in because this team looked kind of good against Bama, but really overall, it's been a lot better offensively. You've seen the last couple of years, and you have a guy who is a true dual threat quarterback. I mean, you can talk about he has 80 carries almost in 3 weeks, and he is like he's doing Lamar Jackson type things for that offense, which against the Navy team who really struggles against those type of quarterbacks and just struggles against the ground game in general, which he's not the only facet of that run game that's been very efficient. I think you're going to struggle. I think this is one where you see a lot of explosive plays on both sides, but especially from the USF run game, and they go on the road. They beat Navy this week.
Ooh. Well, you know what, Javon? I wish you were wrong. I'm a Navy guy, but they are so bad this year, man. And I still feel like they get some respect on the lines. I don't know. I feel like people like betting military schools because they show that crazy effort. They never give up. They're covering machines. But not in this spot, man. You got to back the Bulls. I'm with you. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a tough game for Navy. I honestly would just take the M out with USF here. They're going to win that game.
Yeah. I don't hate having the hook. If it dips below I already took it, but if it dips below the 3 and you start seeing 2.5s, then let's go for the M out. That would be my best advice.
Dubs. All right, folks. Let's go ahead and move on to the best part of this segment, the meat on tape, our favorite play of the college football weekend. Yep, you probably could have guessed it. I'm on Auburn. I don't give a hoots how bad their team is. I don't care how young their team is. It's the spot for me. The line's moving back immensely. It's all the way up to 14.5 now. I think they opened up close to 20. Auburn should be plus 20 in this spot against the number 1 team in the country. And I'll tell you what, Javon, Georgia has not impressed me enough where I'm scared to fade them this season. And I fucking love seeing charts like this, my man. And I love seeing that cute puppy Ugga. He is a awesome beast of a dog, and I would love a freaking dog like that. I think they're so funny looking and cute. But I want to fade the living heck out of him and his Georgia football team this weekend in a brutal spot against Auburn, who has not shown anything this season, but the splits are sharp. I mean, no one on earth is betting on Auburn, folks. And how can you explain that line coming down? You can't. It makes 0 sense. And I'm going to go ahead and back that crummy team, getting 14.5 to keep this one within 2 touchdowns against Georgia, who has not played anybody or impressed me at all this season.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that one's going to be close, especially early. I honestly was debating going in on a little first half plus a tutty in the hook with Auburn, but I don't think this is too bad of a play either. I'm not going to lie to you.
Espresso Bats coming in with a little espresso nug. He knows because that guy completely turned around his football school, Liberty, before coming back to the real-time show, the big-time show in the Power 5. Hugh Freeze is a great coach. He's a sketchy dude. I'm not saying he's a great dude or I like him, but he's a really good football coach. And the tougher the spot, the nastier the spot, the better his teams perform. And right now, they're down bad. He's talking about having to start freshmen in the secondary. He's saying these guys aren't ready yet. They're just trying to get him PT. He's giving some Bill Belichick speeches right now, talking about how they don't have a chance in this game. Guys, we all know how that goes. This probably will be a 1-touchdown game going into the 4th. And with Georgia's schedule this year, they've got to go down to Auburn on the road now in this spot when they haven't played anybody better than a DoorDash or Uber Eats driver or QB this year. That's a hell of a spot with no Stetson Bennett. Good luck on the road down there in Auburn. They might stink, but it doesn't matter. That atmosphere, that team, that program, the history between these two schools, if you're landing with Georgia this weekend, you just don't know ball, folks. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I don't think Auburn's very good either. I think they suck, but this game is going to be closer than people think. I went with another little SEC matchup in Jerry World, the A&M Arkansas over, which I think both these defenses are bad, but for different reasons. A&M's defense, I think, is just genuinely bad at pretty much every level, and they've kind of shown that with the personnel that they have. I don't know if it's a scheme thing with them or just overall lack of talent or whatever it is, but I haven't seen anything from them that makes me confident in their defense in the slightest. So going up against KJ Jefferson in this offense with potential Raheem Sanders back, it's not moving the needle for me as good as he is in this matchup because I do think it's going to be a lot from KJ Jefferson through the air and with his legs in this game. I think they tear up the secondary. And then on the other side, Arkansas's defense, their defense is bad because of a scheme change here. They're going – it's hard to kind of put it into words, but a lot more risk-taking. You can say they're looking to create havoc as like the general advanced analytic terms, but they're going to create turnovers, which has led to on the back end a lot of explosive plays. And yes, you have no Connor Weigman now for the season for A&M, but you have Max Johnson, who I'm not going to go out there and say that he's the same quarterback as Weigman, but he's not just your typical backup quarterback. He is a backup quarterback who has some experience, not even just playing NCAA D1 football, but he's played in the SEC plenty of times too. So he's no slouch, and especially against this defense who hasn't shown much for me to inspire confidence in them either. There's going to be points in this game, just like it tends to be every single year. I think this is going to be a back-and-forth game with these offenses with a lot of explosive plays, especially the way that both of these defenses have shown they're vulnerable to it throughout the season. This is going to be a fun game to kind of kick off the slate. 11 a.m. game in Jerry's World.
Sure, Jerry's World. Okay. W. So you got to go step over there?
No, I'm not stepping over there. But
okay, yeah.
I'll peep it from the TV, man.
It's not gonna be that good of a game.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about both these games or both these teams, but I'll put a unit.
I will say, Javon, these two teams when they played, they've had some high totals. They have been 2 straight unders in this series. Maybe they're due for some points in this one.
It really like when they play, it's usually like flash in the pan type games. Like, because A&M's defense has been, I think this is the worst iteration of their defense we've seen for a couple of years, and it's not even close. So, like, that's what I'm going to be targeting a lot this season, more so than what we've seen in previous years. But I think it's just going to be just as crazy as a couple of these games. I remember the the little strip fumble that he took from him and handed it off to his team. I don't know if that was last year or the year before, but there's going to be crazy shit like that in this game, and I'm excited to see it. And I think, like I said, KJ Jefferson, I don't know if you've really seen like that game from him yet. I guess like against LSU last week, they were pretty solid offensively, but I wouldn't say that was like his game. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like his game this week, and we see him absolutely go off.
Okay, and usually fluke shit or crazy shit going on leads to points, whether it's turnovers, and you're on red zone or pick sixes. Typically, more often than not, weird crazy shit equals points, and that's the exact type of game this is going to be. I'm with you. W's. Devin, can we keep the CBBs out of chat? I need to stay locked in, man. You can't have me thinking about college basketball right now. We're so close. But need to stay locked into the board today. Cannot be daydreaming about college basketball, which is coming back sooner than you guys think, folks. I'm so fucking ready. Let's go, Dubs. All right. Yeah. BTL college basketball craft sessions are goated. They're good.
Yeah, literally. That's prime days for BTL.
Yep. And just wait, guys. We'll have football and college basketball. I mean, that's literally peak BTL. So get ready. Tell your buddies because it's going to only get better from here. W's. All right, Javon. A couple honorable mentions. I almost took Arizona, but you sent me a tweet that ruined my day. Apparently, Deloria might be out this game. So I'm going to go ahead and stay off of them for now, but I definitely lean Arizona. And I also like Troy, Javon. What do you know about Troy? What do you know about the Trojans?
I mean, looking at this game, it seems like an overly obvious spot for a Georgia State team who's been absolutely incredible to start the season. I'll tell you that much. And Troy, I kind of expected them to be in that same little category to start the year, but they've been a little disappointing at times. I know they burnt a lot of people last week too. So this seems like a pretty solid spot to go back to them. I figure that's similar reasons why you're on them.
100%. Look, this Troy team has been good for years. They're good with their defense. That's how they win. They're consistent. And yeah, they've let people down this year in sharp spots already, including last week. Guys, that only makes me want to take them more this week because you get the hooligans who are hopping off because they're scared to back them again. And that's how the sports books win, folks. Don't give up. It's like that meme of the guy mining, right? And the one guy quits and the next guy, he's like right there and he almost got it. Don't give up, folks. Just because you get burned in a sharp spot doesn't mean you can't go back to him next week. Not saying you go back to him every week of the season, but that's okay. Don't lose hope. Go back to Troy this week. They're going to win this game with their defense. This program is consistent. They're coming off a couple bad weeks. And, the stock cannot be higher right now for Georgia State. This team is unbelievable. And I'm not saying that I don't believe in this team or program. I've come on a BTL in the last month and gassed up this team and gassed up Granger and their running back and their offense. I really like Georgia State. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the Sun Belt this year. But they're not going to win this game. Troy's going to come in there and take their lunch money, catch them sleeping after Georgia State did what they never really do. And that's go ahead and win a game against Coastal Carolina at home. That does not happen. So huge letdown spot here after a big week for Georgia State. And I want to back Troy coming in on the roads in a sketchy spread spot. Give me the Trojans. Nasty.
Yep. There we go. I like
Dubs. We got Dillman coming in hot, resubbing 3 months. Did I miss NFL talk? I just got here. We don't do much NFL talk on Fridays. We'll do a little bit towards the end when we talk about crafting up our weekend craft stash parlays, 5 guys, PrizePicks entry, and the Hail Mary parlay. We'll talk some football then. But if you want to hear us talk about the NFL slate for this weekend, go back and rewatch BTL from yesterday. We did the same college segment that we did today for NFL yesterday, going over some of our favorite plays and some sketchy lines and games. So go check out the app. You guys can always go back and rewatch episodes of BTL. All right, people sleep on that. They forget.
People do.
All right. Thoughts on JMU? That game had me caught up for a little bit too when I was combing through the slate earlier today. The Dukes. Let me see if I can find it right now. I don't know why my keyboard's not working, but the Dukes are laying 2.5 against South Alabama. A lot of people trying to take the 4-0 Dukes. This is a very, very, very similar spot, almost identical to what I just described with Georgia State and who the fuck was I talking about? Troy. Same exact thing here. You get South Alabama, consistent, wins with defense. You got the new toy in the conference, JMU here, who's really cool new D1 team, and they're good. Don't get me wrong, but they haven't looked as good as I thought they'd be this season. They've snuck out some wins barely. I would do the same thing in this spot as I did with Troy. I'd back the points plus 2.5 with USA.
Yeah, that looks like one of the easier bets on the board, especially in that early slate there. So I would not be touching JMU in this game in the slightest.
Okay. W's. Kyle Hoove coming in with a sub bang. Hoove. Sketchy game. Bears versus Broncos. Denver has not won a road game since 2021 week 9 versus Dallas when Teddy was their QB. Yep. And that streak is going to continue. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, folks. W's. Javon. Any other college football plays you want to let the people know before we move and groove on to MLB for today?
No, I think we tap into the diamond for a quick little pit stop.
Yeah. Why don't you just give us a rundown, take us through the MLB slates? I really don't love anything on the boards, and I've been mainly focused on college today, but let the people know what's going on in MLB. Give them a rundown of the AL West and the NL wildcard sitch, and then dive through the slate over some, give us the winners.
Yeah, we got very few teams now that we're officially on to the last weekend of baseball. Only a few teams that are really playing for anything. So the AL West teams are obviously a part of that. The Rangers are in the driver's seat, and I believe they can clinch today with a win and maybe a Houston loss. I don't know if they need that, but they're going to win the AL West.
The Gen 5 subbies.
Let's go.
The Gen 5 sub. Let's fucking go, DeGen. Let's go, Beast. DeGen, any plays we just went over that you didn't like? Please let me know. I like to be on the same side as you. And guys, make sure you're watching DeGen streams in the morning going over the slates. He runs his own Twitch stream on his page. Go check it out. The Degenerate Weekly before BTS. Go check it out. Honestly, very, very sharp. Courtesy of South Alabama. Let's go. W's. Love to hear it. Javon, what's going on right now in the AL West?
Yeah, so big game tonight against the Rangers going up against the Mariners. Mariners need pretty much to win 2 out of 3, and Houston to give them a little help there to have a chance in the series. I don't think they win tonight, to be honest with you, or I guess 3 out of 4 because they played last night too. But yeah, these three teams are the only ones in the AL really playing for anything right now. And in the NL, it's really between the Cubs and Marlins. The Reds are kind of on the outside looking in. They need a lot of stuff to happen. So technically they're still playing for something, but they know in reality they're kind of dead at this point. So it's just between the Marlins and the Cubs. And again, we talked about the Marlins coming in very late after that weird situation last night in Queens at the Mets game. So I would be a little cautious going to them. They're still the Pirates, but this is a little weird situation for them to be in. So I'm going to stay away from their games until we see them settle in for a day. But the Cubs, they need every game like they need air. And with the Brewers facing them on the road, it's kind of like it's a weird spot motivationally because the Brewers are, they're probably going to pull starters early. They don't have A starters going anymore. They had Corbin Burns go yesterday and get pulled with 4 innings and 60-something pitches. You have like Colin Rea going today. They're probably going to let him go as long as he can. But at the same time, I can guarantee you the Brewers do not want to play the Cubs. So, they're going to want to win this series. They want to play the Marlins, not only because I think the Cubs are a little tougher of a matchup for them, despite how bad they're playing. If you're talking about home field advantage, all that goes away for the Brewers. They're playing the Cubs. That's literally, they call it Wrigley North for a reason, and it's going to be flooded. So I can guarantee you this is not a series that the Brewers are just going to purposely roll over just because they have nothing to play for. So it's going to be interesting here.
Take a guess at how far away Milwaukee and Chicago are. Take a guess in chat. I'm curious what you guys think, because my guess before me and Javon went out there could not have been more wrong, and I want to see how far away you guys think it is. Dude, it was weirdly close. We hopped in an Uber, and we were there in an hour. It was crazy. 14 minutes, I bet, Fritz. 90 miles or so. Yeah, maybe. Might be a little less. It's an hour, hour and a half. So close. And Javon, those Cubs fans are about to fill up what is it? Family Park, Great American Family Park.
American Family Field, yeah.
Yeah, they're kicked. It's going to be Cubs Nation. There's no chance. I love that angle. You thinking about taking Milwaukee today?
I mean, it does. It's an interesting spot because, you got Colin Rea going for how long, who knows, but it's a big game with Kyle Hendricks on the other side. And usually in these motivation games where one team wants to win, you're going to see a little respect on the lines, which I'm not really seeing that in the spot for the Cubs. So I don't know if I want to touch this game because the Cubs have been so bad. Yes, they've been playing the Braves, but in this spot, Kyle Hendricks is also a guy at this lineup and a lot of guys in it I've seen quite a bit. So I'd probably wait for the lineup to come out for the Brewers, but I definitely would not be touching the Cubs today. I'll tell you that much.
W's. Okay. Yeah, and I like that angle for Milwaukee. They're at least talking about it. If that's not addressed in the clubhouse, last night or before the game today, that they need to get this win so they don't have to face a better team like the Cubs in the playoffs, then their manager should be fired. That has to be addressed today. And the fact that they're still going with an opener today and not, pulling up some dude just to eat up innings tells me that they are still trying to win this game. And I would not mind Milwaukee one bet.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how they kind of manage the bullpen situation here. Because, Rea can give you 5 if he's good or if they let him give you 5. But it'll be an interesting situation. I want to see if anything comes out about that. But, yeah, I definitely would be Brewers or nothing for me there, depending on if you're getting the A lineup or not.
How's that mean?
It doesn't mean anything now, I don't think, but it's pretty glued today at least. I'll be rooting for him, man. I'll be rooting for him. But it's if you saw, I should have put this tweet up here because after they lost that game in New York, in Detroit, or Cleveland, 0 for 3 or 0 for 2, which was so rigged, by the way, absolutely fixed. But
I know. I watched it. It was disgusting. They gave Terry a win on his way out at home. They don't care about the Reds. It was
so tough. So tough. But if you saw, they panned to everybody in that dugout. I think they knew the writing was on the wall there because realistically, they could only afford to lose one of these games for the last 4 games, and they lost the first one. Now they need a lot to happen when it comes to the Marlins and Cubs. So I have trouble thinking that they're going to come out here on the road in St. Louis and be super juiced up to play these games. But I would take them or nothing in this game, especially. The team that is for sure moving out loose or sending out moose lineups is the Cardinals at this point. Which I don't know if Goldie's going to play today, which I hope he doesn't for the sake of our home run under, just in case. But Yeah, their lineups have been garbage. Jake Woodford sucks. Williamson's been all right. Should be against this lineup especially. So, I mean, Reds ML or nothing. We'll see what they put out there, too.
W's. You boys watching any of the Ryder Cup? Yeah, I locked in a USA ticket for fun. Just a little half-you guy. Let me know when it starts up, chats. Should be the U.S. all the way. Let me know when that gets started.
A lot of golf left, Krabs. A lot of golf left.
I hope you guys know I'm fucking around, and the U.S. is already down like 4-0.
Getting creamed.
Hey,
Creamed.
you know what? They're just setting up for an electric comeback. We'll see how it goes. All right, plenty of time left, plenty of golf left. Yeah, they got waxed last night. We'll see how they bounce back, folks, this afternoon. All right, Javon, let's keep moving and grooving. Take us through the rest of the games that you like.
Yeah, I mean, on a weekend where most teams are not playing for anything, let's take the A's money line. Why don't we?
What?
I'm actually putting a little sneak ticket on the A's.
You're putting your hard-earned money on them? Okay.
Yeah, kind of for fun, but it's also because I think it's a solid look too. I think Waldachuk absolutely deals today against this lineup. Angels lineup, who really outside of spots by like Randall Grichuk and Brandon Drury, they haven't been great against lefties just in general since they've had this little second moose shit lineup out for them since they've been depleted in more ways than one. But I think Waldachuk absolutely deals today. Silseth is such a weird pitcher too because he has high highs and low lows. If he has command of the strike zone, he can be really good. But in weird spots like this against an A's lineup that kind of sneaks up on you in spots, I think this is going to be one of those where he kind of loses it a bit. And we'll see how long his leash is. I mean, they're not playing for anything, so it's not like they have to manage the bullpen. But if he's getting hit, I don't see why they don't want to just give innings to a lot of the guys on the back end there who maybe need to show them a little something before the season's gone. But I think this is a Waldachuk. I don't think he's going to be a turkey today. I think he's going to deal.
Okay.
The A's score enough.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but how often is the line moving back towards Oakland these days? I feel like every time I'm checking the line, it's 40 cents more towards their opponent by first pitch. Now we're getting a 10-cent move back towards Oakland in this spot with a non-Moose pitcher on the bump. I mean, he's not great, but they've got plenty of worse arms in that rotation. At least we're not back in one of them. And it's not like the Angels are out here to play or win or anything. That might be the most sorry baseball organization out there who cares the least about winning that I've ever seen. That's why Shohei's gone. But Oakland, Javon, I don't know how many games they have left. I'm assuming they have 3 games left. But they have 49 wins right now. I mean, these guys got to go home, kiss their wife on the foreheads, read their kids a bedtime story and have the confidence to look them in the eyes and say they're a major league ball player. I'm sure they don't want to end the season, in the 40s for wins. Okay, I know this game doesn't mean shit for standings or anything, but I'm sure that Oakland, their manager, their players are going to want to try to at least see the number 5 in front of their wins, Javon. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. They're at 49 wins, one of the worst teams in MLB history. I would not be surprised if they want to, show out and get that 50th win. They're going to be way more motivated than the Angels team is, who's got guys like Rendon on that squad who hate playing baseball in general.
Yeah, that's fair.
Give me Oakland.
There is a lot that would have to happen for me to feel motivated to put my my coin on a team like the A's at this point of the season, but I think it's well worth it today, in my opinion. So I'm doing it.
I'm telling G in it.
What's
up, Ron? Ron in the YouTube chat. People forget you can watch on YouTube. Ron, he's over here in Twitch. He's over there in the YouTube. He's everywhere. All right, W's. Guys, if you want to vote for the squad ride at the end, you got to be in the Twitch, Joe. Twitch, though, just FYI. Okay. Javon, we got Bryce Young, 3141, coming in with a sub bang. He's not playing this week. He's resubbing. Actually, he might be playing this week.
Probably I think he's playing, yeah.
That could be Bryce Young. That could be him locking his bets in before the game this weekend. Sure.
Yep.
Trent's balling. Yeah, Trent's pissed we're taking Oakland. I know. It is what it is. It might be one of those days, folks. Maybe we squad ride the A's for old time's sake.
I mean, this is the last day that we'll have a full slate of regular season MLB to go through on BTL. So maybe that would be the way to finish it just right. A little A squad ride.
Wife narrative play?
Yeah, wife narrative play.
This could be your wife's leaving it if you don't get to 50 wins P of the D today.
I mean, that's something I want to put my coin on.
I want to be involved.
I do. Yeah.
Bro, Watson's out.
No. Where does it say that?
Hoove, I swear to God, you will go in the bin faster than an MLB fastball, if that's not true. Ravens have been a plus 1.5 for the last 2 hours when it came out that he's questionable. Can somebody confirm?
Yeah, it's pretty questionable.
Good. So I need you to get in the lab, bro. That's against your team.
Fake
He's
news.
questionable. Who?
Yeah, he's questionable. He'll play.
Hoove. What are we doing, Hoove? You're my guy. You're an OG in chats. You got to be so much better, dude. We'll give you a pass this time, but my goodness. If he wasn't an OG, if he wasn't in here every day, he'd already be in the bin. We'll give him one chance. I swear, Hoove, you better be on your best behavior in chat. Come on now. We got to be so much better. Golly. All right. Take us to the rest of the MLB games, Javon. What do we got?
I guess one of the games that actually does matter that I really don't have that much of an opinion on is this Astros D-backs game, partially because Zach Gallen, like I probably would back him in this game with them facing JP France and probably like Jose Urquidy at home, but we've seen this with a couple of like Corbin Burns yesterday. In my opinion, the D-backs are not playing for anything really because they have their spot in the wild card locked up, and I wouldn't be shocked if we see a Zach Gallen, pulled after 4 or 5. So that's my main concern with this game because I assume that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to make him go throw 100 pitches. I bet that's off of PrizePicks. I absolutely bet. I'm interested in how juicy that got. That was going to be put in a lot of entries this week. I only have it in one now, so that's piss. But yeah, this is a tough game because I do think Gallen's going to get pulled early, and that's a really bad bullpen behind him that they really don't care to expose because, again, they're not playing for much. So I wouldn't be surprised if Zach Gallen goes out and deals. He just gets pulled after 65 pitches, and then the Astros sneak their way to a little easy win here towards the end of the game.
Now, devil's advocate. You got JP France, who, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they just skipped his last start, kind of like a Josiah Gray situation because he's been so.
They did, yeah. Well,
okay.
The problem is, I think you're going to get if they're in a situation to win a game and it's close and he's starting to tail off, they're going to bring in Jose Urquidy, especially because he's rested and he can give them a longer relief outing. It's like it's a chess match to see how they're going to finish this game because, like we're saying in chat, they haven't clinched yet, but they are in a very comfortable position. It's like where they can afford to not waste their ace if they don't need to. So that's what makes it so difficult, everything in this game. And Zach Gallen's lines are already a bit low.
Okay. All right. I would be shocked if they pull Gallen if it's a close game or something, though. I mean, I still feel like they're going to try to clinch today. They only got 3 games left, but I don't know. You're more tapped in right now to MLB than me.
I mean, it could end up somewhere in between where, like, I don't necessarily think they're going to bring him out there for 100 pitches, but maybe like a Corbin Burns situation with like 65 getting pulled after that. Not too reasonable either. So maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Like, I think they don't push him is more what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that game sketches the heck out of me, but let's keep moving to groove and Javon. We got 2 late night games that are decent, at least that Rangers-Seattle one. You got any leans in that?
Yeah, another tough one there. I do lean the Rangers to get it done after the heartbreaking loss yesterday, but my main play in here, which I like the over too. This feels to me like the Framber Valdez against Bryce Miller game where we saw 7.5 to 8, and there's a clear matchup advantage, I thought, on one side. And this feels the same. I don't know if Evaldi's going to pitch lights out or anything, but Brian Wu, I talk about this every time he starts, that dude might as well be Patrick Corbin on the mound when it comes to pitching against a lefty because he is Patrick Corbin against anybody is Brian Wu against a lefty. And I hate to say that about your boy, but this is why I have to go all in on Corey Seager today. That's my guy. I think the Rangers score runs, and this is one of the Corey Seager spots where he's facing a pitcher that struggles against lefties, throws a lot of fastballs, and he hasn't been all that good as of late. He's been getting hits, I guess you could say, which is fine, but the Corey Seager standard, where you're seeing multi-hit games every single time he stepped on the field, hasn't really been that lately. So I'm willing to hop back in today in a massive game. Again, not as big for them as it is for the Mariners, but I think they're going to bust that and effectively eliminate the Mariners, and I think he's going to be the reason why.
Okay. We got my guy Mac G223. That rhymes. Coming in with a sub bang 1 month. W's newbie. W new face and first time chatter had to sub to the real ones. W Mac G. Appreciate it, my man. This is why we play. because of shit like that. Hearing one of those comments a day is enough for me to get out of bed and fucking grind and find you guys a winner. I swear to God. That's all it takes. Javon, I like the Mariners in this spot because Blue stinks and he's going against Evaldi and he's a favorite. And I know they beat them last night, but I think they beat him again tonight. And I think that Seattle Magic, not saying it's back as much as it was there last year, but it's here. At least like Mima, it's in the building. Seattle closing the season strong here. I would not be surprised if they pull out a win. What is the PrizePicks board telling you?
I mean, the PrizePicks board tells me Corey Seager. I'll tell you that much. But, yeah, I mean, we see pretty much everything normal for the Rangers, I guess you could say. There's not really something that stands out on the board other than Corey Seager, which, I mean, really I was looking for anyway. So it's nothing crazy.
Okay. I'm legally obligated to tell you that I saw a tweet earlier today about a specific sports book that I'm not going to shout out because we don't do that, but it's a blue one, and about how the line for Corey Seager to hit a nuke on that book was way higher than most, way longer, I guess, plus 350 instead of way shorter on the other books. So that sketches me out with Seager today because you know what happens when that blue book is solo on an island about something. They might know something we don't. That sketches me, and I'm legally obligated to tell you that.
Let me see. Let me see where it's at right now.
Check the Carfax, see if it's moved. That was about an hour and a half ago.
I see he is leading the game by 65 cents at plus 285.
Okay, so it's moved.
Yeah.
That must have just been a bad line then.
Yeah, it just must have been.
Okay. Good then. That's totally fine. If you said it was still a plus 325, I would have been like, that's sketch. But if it's moved and grooved and he's leading the game, full guy.
Yes. You know what else, if we're talking differences, stands out is when that book, if you're talking about any props like total basis, when their odds are a little better than the green book that we won't name either. So like I see on the blue book, we see him at minus 125 for two bases. Very rarely you're going to see any generous prices from that book. But on the other book, the green book, it's minus 130.
No free ads, yeah. W play. It's Seager Day. Square out for kitchen take.
Yeah.
W's. Dude, Nace, come on, man. You got to be able to put those together. You got to be able to put those together. You got to be able to put them together. Damn it. Come on.
Yeah, you know.
All right. I'm not going to roast them. Come on. Let's just keep going. Baseball wagon of the day. Give me your square. I'm assuming it's Seager, and give me your MLB straight bet.
Yeah, baseball. I guess, yeah, best square I like is Seager. We actually didn't talk about the game that I probably like the best, which the A's honorable mention. I don't know if we skipped this game or what, but I like the over in the trophies game.
Really?
Yes.
No way you want to take Oakland and the trophies somehow today on the last time we could take an MLB team like this on BTL.
Yes.
Is this real life?
It's his real life. It's his real life.
Okay.
And
okay.
It was between the trophies and the over. It won't the over because, I mean, Jordan Lyles, against part of this lineup, I can't say I'm really in love with. But I think Rodon, especially it helps that the Royals bats are at home where they've been so much better. Yes, is it the Royals towards the end of the season? So you don't want to take them all the time. Yeah, whatever. They're still hitting like Barry Bonds at home. Rodon sucks. And if we're going to talk about one thing that's going to bite him in the ass, when he goes on the road and he gives up hard contact to a lot of these teams that are going to take advantage of it, especially Royals against lefties when they're in Kansas City. So give me the boys to be Barry Bonds. Jordan Lyles, not going to pitch great. But their bullpen also sucks behind them. So if the Yankees scratch one out late, whatever it is. And yeah, very suspicious lines. Very suspicious.
In our favor for the over, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, Lyles is at 3.5 earned runs, which is not crazy to say because it is Jordan Lyles. But I mean, the Yankees themselves haven't gotten that much respect in a while. But then Carlos Rodon, his line is 2.5 earned runs. It's minus 165 to the over, which, again, the Royals for the past couple weeks of the season is them seeing that kind of respect with anybody on the mound is insane. Absolutely insane, which it makes sense to me. And yeah, Judge is sitting pretty today. I think Judge is going to do something against Jordan Lyles, which is not a hot topic or not a hot take today, but I think the Royals are going to show up today. And yeah, if you think the Royals are going to score runs, you got to take something. Scoots.
Come on, man. You can't be putting that up in my face without a warning, and that just ruined my whole afternoon. Get that out of here. Get him out.
It's fire.
You can't be sneak putting Judge up on the screen, catch me off guard like that. I thought I saw a ghost. Honestly, the way that Yankees team's been performing, there are a bunch of ghosts out there.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Pretty much.
Ghosts in the playoffs. What a joke of an organization, straight up. And they're going to come back next year doing the same shit, expecting things to change. What a joke. If you're a Yankees fan, I don't feel bad because there's a good chance that you're a shit baseball fan anyways. But if you're a legitimate Yankees fan, like you go to games, you follow the team, you're a legitimate fan, I'm sorry, man. Like, this is not what you guys deserve. And if I'm saying that, you know it's gotten pretty bad because I hate their guts. And yeah, they got 27 titles. The last one they had was 14 years ago. And about 20 of those were when Babe Ruth was literally hitting home runs against the guy who delivered his milk in the morning. So I don't think those matter too much. I'd say that team is probably the worst run organization in baseball, maybe behind the Rockies, maybe the Mets, honestly, I'd probably say are worse right now after that shit last night. Probably third. What a joke. And W to get one more Yankees roast in during the MLB regular season on BTL. I needed that.
Yep. And with that being said, Judge is hitting my card today.
Dude.
I don't want to hear it because last time I put him on the card, he hit. Was that the 2 home run game or the 3 home run game? It might have been both, honestly.
It was 10.
Yeah, whenever I confidently put him on the card and he actually plays, because I think I've put him on in locks and entries in a couple of times and he just hasn't played the last end of the season. But whenever he does play, does great things. Now look at the lines today, and they are absolutely insane. I mean, I was looking for if they would have a run square today, and I was like, oh, they don't have it. It's probably pretty juicy. It's minus 225 to score a run. I bet. I was looking to see if they had total bases, see why they didn't have that, because he's minus 140 to go over 1.5 total bases. I bet. He opened at 3.5 hit run RBI on the books. I bet.
I need to ask for permission to bring him up, Krabs.
Yeah, you can pull him up.
Oh, beautiful.
W Goods. Appreciate you asking. Let's pull him up. Javon, what do you like about his matchup today, man? Is it that he's facing Jordan Lyles in a miniature park that should be illegal?
Well, it's not in the miniature park, which makes it even weirder that we're seeing the lines.
It's in Kansas City, and that total's moving up. What the fuck?
And that's what makes you feel better about backing the Royals, because this is the Royals bats at home that we're talking. So that's why I feel good. Honestly, the weirdest Yankee square to me here, not weirdest, but the one that's most indicative of runs isn't even Judge. I think it's Gleyber Torres run. That's where that's up. That is pretty interesting there. And I know you're not taking Judge, obviously. So if you do want to back a bat in this game, it's not a bad place to go to.
Chat, I'm willing to put him in there today, especially if we end up taking that over in something. But I will say, if I'm doing that, that means on Monday, when he goes 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts today, I get to absolutely lose my mind for 5 minutes about it. Is that a deal?
I feel like that's fair.
Is that a fair deal?
Yeah, I think it's a fair deal.
Chat, a winner for me bitching when he doesn't come through. Is that fair? I feel like it is. Okay.
It is.
All right. Javon, you like that square? You like Seager? Yeah, I think we have done enough MLB for today. We got some college football games, Friday Night Lights. Maybe we go check those out. Chat, before we dive into Friday Night Lights and talk about some of these college football games, make sure you guys check out the vlog from last weekend. Okay. Mikey and the squad are heading right now to another game, LSU Ole Miss, and he was just at LSU last week. He's been dropping some fire vlogs. The whole squad has. Make sure you guys check them out on the Book It Sports YouTube page. The link is right there. When you're looking for shit to do today while you're locking in your bets, throw it on the iPad. Support the boys. Watch the vlogs. I promise you they're worth your time. They're good. And Mikey got to see his first win last week. Check this out before college football week 5 gets going here, folks. All right, give it a watch. Give it a listen. Let's go ahead and hop right in to the Friday Night Lights segments. We'll get it started out with Louisville and NC State, Javon. 2 ACC schools, one who's pretty good, one who people think are good. So I won't be on the dogs here. If anything, I might even lean squaring up for Kitch and taking Louisville, Javon. And I know you're very high on that offense as well.
Yeah, especially against an NC State team and defense. Like, I think still people, because of what they've done against any team not named Notre Dame, people still think this defense is good. But in reality, especially in the pass game, this is one of the better matchups I think you're going to see for Louisville across ACC play. And that's including, They just had probably their two best ones to start the season in Georgia Tech and Boston College. This is probably the best one of the best ones remaining on their schedule. Their secondary is not good. They rank in pretty comfortably in the bottom half of college football on every single metric of their secondary against the pass. So like Louisville, yes, they have a pretty good run game with Jawar Jordan. It's going to set up the pass and make everything kind of open up from that place. But this is going to be, if they can just put together 4 quarters of football, this passing attack is going to have a field day.
Yes. NC State's defense, guys, they were elite last year. I was in on the Wolfpack last season. They were good. And people do forget, guys, Louisville flipped over a parked car. And they went on to go ahead and cash our parked car flip POD on the over last weekend. Imagine the cohesion on the O-line after flipping that car. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be nuts. But, guys, Louisville might be legit. And we're going to find out against NC State. Not saying NC State's very good. They're okay. Betting Brendan Armstrong games are really tough. Like, I'm not going to be playing this game because Brendan Armstrong is so freaking inconsistent, Javon. You don't know if he's going to go out there and look like an NFL QB like he does at times, running around, throwing great touchdown passes, the lefty. When he's on, he looks like an NFL QB. The problem is he's off just as much, and he will lose them the game, and he'll throw 2 picks in this one as well. So he is so inconsistent. I really don't like betting on NC State games because of that. You just don't know what Brendan Armstrong you're going to get. But gun to my head, I'm taking Louisville here in this spot. I think they get it done. They're a legitimate contender in the ACC this year, and they're ahead of schedule in their rebuild with their new coach.
Yeah, I will say too. I mean, this is the top graded pass rush that he's had to face, and that includes Notre Dame. So he kind of struggled, I guess you could say, running the ball or escaping the pocket against Notre Dame. He had 12 carries for 26 yards. He didn't get very far. But Louisville grades out 10th, so I wouldn't be surprised. He's faced a lot of like mediocre pass rushes outside of that are pretty undisciplined. So like he's been able to scramble out in a couple of these games. I don't think he's going to be able to do nearly as much against Louisville. So I'm squaring up for Kitch too.
Okay. Are you going to be betting it, or is it a lean for now, or TBD depending on what the line does? What are you thinking?
I'm going to wait just to make sure we don't trick back to 3, but
Dogs.
It's hitting the card.
Okay. And I'm telling Jay, let's get moving. Utah, Oregon State, probably the best game on the slate, although I might disagree with the late night one, but on paper, the best game on the slate. Utah versus Oregon State. Javon, I've got a square I love in this game. It's not the one that I'm going to be gassing up later. That's my potential favorite one of the college football season early on. But I do have a square I like, but I want to hear your read on the side right now. I know you were heavy on Utah earlier in the week. Are you still feeling pretty confident?
Yeah, I mean, I was more so expecting a little Cam Rising return, which is kind of what I figured because I thought this was a little bit of respect initially on them for the line when we were seeing 3.5s pop up on the road where literally ranked teams go to die in Corvallis. But this is a defense that I think Oregon State's going to have a little trouble moving the ball. I do kind of still think they win this game. I just think it's a field goal type game, but this is going to be one where they're going to load the box and they're going to make DJ Ugalele, whatever you want to call his name, move the ball with his arm. Like, I love Damian Martinez. I love everything that offense does in the run game, but DJ ain't moving the ball against this defense. So, like, as square as it is, I wouldn't mind the under, which is considered to move down, as we get here now. But I need some final confirmation on QB, which I would assume it's quite certainly no Cam Rising. But
yep,
defense is going to get leaned on.
I mean, look, Javon, it's happening again. Literally every single week, it's Cam Rising's out there practicing. He's, running around before the game, and then he ends up not playing. So I believe it when I see it.
Every day, every week.
Literally every week. It's so annoying. Like, I'm just expecting him not to be playing. And I think the line kind of reflects that as well. And typically they know better than anybody else does. So always go based off the line. And right now, it's probably not going to be Rising if Utah's getting 4 points here. And guys, if Cam Rising does, come out of the woodworks like Nima and show up and play in this game, and the spread stays at 4, I might end up fading Utah and taking Oregon State just strictly off that nasty line play and fading everyone. Probably going to get their late bets in on Cam Rising and Utah because they'll think he's back. I kind of like what Utah's building right now with the backup QBs. I know their offense isn't elite. I know they're going to be better with Cam Rising towards the end of the season, but I never want to bet on a QB when he's returning from an injury, especially one that bad. On the road in Corvallis? Are you kidding me? No, thank you. So if that's the case, guys, which I don't think is going to happen, that's where I'll go with my money in this game. But as of right now, I want Utah. I want Iguodala. Okay, Cam Rising showing the medical team he's going to play on a Friday literally every day, and then he doesn't play on Saturday. Cup coming off the IL. No fucking way.
There we go, Krabs.
No way. We finally heard something. Holy shit. I thought he passed away. I'm not gonna lie. We haven't heard anything about Cooper Kupp in the last 2.5 weeks. It's been keeping me up at night. Could the Krabs team in the Bucket League be back? Let's go.
There's life.
Let's go. Yes. Holy shit. And Watson came back last night. Got a tutty. Didn't start him. Doesn't matter. Didn't want to start him. But good to see him out there running around, doing enough. He was on the snap counts. He did well. Krabs Bet's team, stock up. In the
big stock up.
I'm on 3. So if I don't get a win this week, I'm going to have to make some moves.
Yeah, you might have to.
The IR next week. We'll open 21-day practice window. Good point, Macy. Bring me back down to earth. You never know. That could definitely, he could be practicing for almost another month before he actually gets out there. And trust me, I've seen that movie before with Chase Young. So I'm not going to get my hopes up yet, but that is a step in the right direction. That's a W for Cooper Kupp fantasy owners. I know half of you guys in chat have him in at least 1 week. Everybody does. Remy Lowe, W Subbank, W Streamers, W 16 months. Remy Lowe, you're a goat. You're an OG. I remember you in here almost every day. W's, appreciate you. Chat, the vibes have been unbelievable today. Let's keep them moving and let's keep them grooving. All right? My insider sources say he will be on the fields. Okay? Also, somebody in chat said they have boots on ground in Corvallis tonight. If you're still here, please confirm that the weather is going to clear up, at least not be like brutally terrible. And I think it's not supposed to rain by kickoff because I'm hoping that's the case because that's kind of what I base my prop off of at least a little bit. Javon, you mentioned you like Damian Martinez, huh?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't like Damian Martinez?
Not willing to fade him, but this is, I'd say, by far the toughest matchup he's had.
Okay. I thought you said when you were gassing him up, you said you like Damian Martinez overall. Maybe not today.
Yeah, overall I do. Not today, though.
All right, well, that scares me because I want to take his less than 80.5 yards on the ground. I want to take this.
I'm with you.
Okay. Yeah. Good. And I'm not, discounting the kind of player this kid is, but there's a couple things in this game that are sketching me out. W. Xander, meteorologist. Did he answer already, chat? No rain, people are saying. Did I miss him response? I'm such a bozo, trying to do too much. But, guys, Damian Martinez, I'm not saying the kid's not a good player, but he's got to go up against the third best rush defense in college football. And, Javon, Utah's pass defense, they're a little bit beatable. I mean, I know we're only through 4 games, but they're the 96th rated pass defense right now in college football. They've given up a lot of yards. Not too impressive, honestly. So if Oregon State wants a chance in this game, in my opinion, especially with the weather clearing up, it was initially supposed to be really bad. But with the weather clearing up and, with the elite rush defense from Utah, I don't see a world where Oregon State's game plan is not to win this game through the air because it's the only chance they have. And that's bad for Oregon State, by the way, if they're putting this game on DJ. Good freaking luck against Utah. That defense and those coaches are legitimate. It's going to be the DJ show. They're going to have to win this game through the air, and I don't think they're going to run the ball with Damian Martinez nearly as much as people think. I also think Utah will be up in this game, so I don't think they'll be able to run the ball as much like everyone's expecting. But wait, there's more. Deshaun Fenwick. Javon, I don't know if you know this kid. He's the backup running back. He's a senior, glue guy for this team. He's been getting more carries every single week for this squad. He had a career game last week, over 10 yards per carry. Deshaun Fenwick is going to continue to play himself on the field, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up splitting carries with the sophomore Damian Martinez in this big-time game between a ranked team at home under the lights. It would shock me if the senior doesn't at least split carries after his legacy performance last week. So I don't think it's going to be as much Damian Martinez as people are expecting. I think there'll be more Deshaun Fenwick, actually, and I want to fade Damian Martinez on his rushing prop on PrizePicks. He ain't getting 80 yards, man. And I love that it's at 80.5. Javon, how many yards did he have last week?
Right above that against a significantly worse defense.
He had 81, huh?
Yeah.
That's called getting surgical, chat. That's called putting your fucking AirPods on, and locking in and finding you guys winners for BTL. That's one right there, folks. We're fading Martinez today. Hate to do it, but less than 80.5 rush yards after he got 81 last week against that Moose rush defense, I bet. Fade. That's a green square for you folks. And that's not even my favorite square. That's not the one I tweeted about. We'll get to that in the late game. Chat, stick with us. Javon, you like anything else in Utah, Oregon State?
No, I'm good there. Right on par with you. I think Utah's just going to load the box and make DJ be the one to beat them down the field with his arm, which, I mean, their secondary has gotten exposed a couple times by a couple teams that can do it, like Graham Mertz, even through parts of that game, like the Gen was just in chat saying, you find ways to expose them for a little bit for a couple explosive plays, especially on the road now, which they are, instead of in Rice Eccles. I think that's going to be the way that Oregon State has a shot to win this game.
Okay. Score prediction?
No Kim Rising. I say 24-20. Right on 4.
Okay.
Oregon State.
All right. W's right on 4. Oh,
I guess that's right on the total too. Yeah, probably not happening then.
That's a good prediction then, though.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that when I said it. Give me 23-20. One less. So it seems a little more realistic.
Also, chat, I know I didn't have my best day on the NFL slate yesterday. I hope you guys tailed Jordan Love less than 1.5 passing touchdowns on the books. I know a lot of you guys tailed that on PrizePicks, and it was the rush plus receiving. That is absolute piss. That's a tough way to lose that square, which looked like it was going to be hitting the entire game. But we did get the field goals, more than 3.5 made in that game last night, Javon. That was low-key sharp.
Yeah, that was very sharp. Super sharp.
People forget.
People do
forget. It was plus 125 on the books, and I took that as well.
Yeah, minus EV.
Yeah, all those CLV guys can leg my bro. Just pick a green square, man. Just pick a green square. I don't care about the math. I'm going to pick a square that wins. That's all it's about, and that was one.
There we go. It was always Sam Laporta yards instead of receptions, by the way.
Great call. I mean, the guy had 4 catches in the first half. Did he even step on the field in the second half?
Barely. I think he dropped a big one in the second half that had everybody abyss. Trent was spamming me, texting about that. But, yeah, he got a couple big chunk plays, especially the first one of the game. It was huge.
Okay. W's. Chat is absolutely dropping Phil's nugs left and right. My guy keeps spamming Dead Larry Bird, who's an old sharp, talking about Air Force minus 10.5. Don't forget about it. Javon, any thoughts on Air Force at home laying 10.5? I freaking love that program. I know I really don't want to buy high on them laying the spread against a moose shit team in San Diego State, but how the heck does Air Force not just absolutely bulldoze over that defense?
Yeah, I mean, they should. Their defense is good enough to, I think, keep them in front of them, which worries me because this kind of feels, I don't know, somewhat similar to, the bait that we took with Oregon State against San Diego State, where they're just going to move the ball continuously and stall out a little bit. And it's just going to be like pulling teeth to get a big lead in that game. Obviously, it was 24.5 compared to 10.5, so not exactly the same. But, yeah, I'm definitely not taking San Diego State. I'll tell you that.
What's Kelly in Vegas on freeze? I need to know.
That can change.
Is she on San Diego State?
Change the game. I might ladder Air Force.
Oh, my fucking God.
Okay, well, let me edit my answer. I think that Air Force minus 19.5, if anybody can find me that price, potential value. 26.5 has got to be plus EV too.
I'm finally happy people are done with the Kelly in Vegas bullshit. Everyone's like, what does this chick even do? What does she do besides give out losers? Nothing. Oh, and she loves chirping people for no reason, so I don't feel bad at all giving it to her right back. She's a moose shit gambler, man. Straight up, guys. Straight up. She on Baylor, San Diego State, and USC. Okay, Baylor, San Diego State, USC. Okay, got it. Good. W's, we move, we groove. She called herself a contrarian last night. I called her a shitty better today. All right, let's keep going. Javon, Louisiana Tech, and UTEP, the game of the night people are talking. All jokes aside, what do you like?
I mean, this is a game that I can tell you with absolute certainty I will have no bet on. I mean, both of these offenses are really god-awful to watch. I mean, I'd have to lean UTEP in this game, but it feels like the spot they've been in for a couple different games this season, so I'm good to step out and avoid that because I do think Gavin Hardison is due for a couple of these games. He started to get better a little bit, as you can see from the numbers up here, really since the Jacksonville State game where they really didn't give him a shot play calling wise, and they haven't improved on that too much throughout the season, but it's a little it gives me a little more confidence in them for the rest of the season. So I'll lean UTEP, but I just can't get myself to play this game.
Look, Javon, I like both these QBs. As you're seeing up here, they've been okay this season. I feel like both these teams really have not played up to their potential, or at least what I was expecting out of them. And they're, above average QBs for the schools that they're at. You look at this game on paper, it looks like by far the worst game on the slate today. And it is. But these two QBs are actually pretty good. They haven't played like it, though, this season. I'm sketched out. I honestly think they might have just lost their fastball, or maybe previous seasons were a little bit more of an outlier. I think the under is a good look in this game. I think both these offenses, they are not firing on all cylinders. Whatever the opposite is right now, I'd be taking the under in this game. I don't think we're going to be seeing points at all.
My one little concern is, which, it doesn't have to be the game changer, but it's kind of the same way I feel about Virginia, or felt about Virginia, at least backing their points when, obviously you had the backup quarterback situation. I'm pretty sure that's likely what's happening with Louisiana Tech. Because Bachmeier was out last week, so they had Jack Turner come in and start. That was probably the best their offense looked all season. So maybe it's a little thing where they get a spark going, and they're going to be a little better, at least on offense, which that honestly could also be the spark for UTEP to kind of go blow for blow with them, kind of like we saw in the Virginia game last week in the middle of this, what was that, a Thursday night game or Friday night game? That's the one thing that concerns me about seeing a potential back and forth shootout here, because I really don't know what to think of Louisiana Tech's offense second game with Turner starting potentially. So it's interesting.
Okay. Gun to my head, if I had to play something in this game, I'm taking UTEP at home to get a win. But I'm not betting this game. I hate it.
Yeah.
Judge, Seager, what else? Trent, did you hear that Damian Martinez less than 80.5 rush yards square? Because I feel like that's a pretty good look today.
Well, you got your square of the year coming up here that we're about to talk about.
I got my meat on tape college football square of the year. I swear to God, if it's not up when we get to that game, I'm going to lose my mind. So why don't we go ahead and make moves? Real quick, though. W Phil's Nug, as always, guys, this is a W for just the world, for the players, for the NFL. Smart move. Rare, smart move from a commissioner or from a league. W's. Significant changes to the NFL's gambling policy, bigger penalties, including possibly a lifetime ban for betting on the NFL, which I feel like is more than fair. Just don't do that. It's the one fucking rule. And then reductions in discipline for betting on all other sports. This is a W for the NFL. I don't think they did a good enough job of emphasizing to the players what they can and cannot do. I feel like a lot of them got the short end of the stick. You're seeing Jameson Williams. He's getting actually brought back, I think, this week, Javon, getting his suspension cut down, which is probably a good thing. If these guys aren't betting on NFL games, I have no problems with them getting a little slap on the wrist, telling them to figure it the fuck out, lock in, and tell them they shouldn't be betting on sports anyways. They should be playing football. But they should still be able to do it if they want to, in my opinion. I think it's weird if they want to, but you know what? They're people. They want to gamble. I don't blame them. As long as it's on the NFL, good to go. And I think it's good they made it even more, significant. If you do get caught betting on the NFL, there should be no passes on that whatsoever. The integrity of the game gets questioned too much. You can't afford it. And you got guys like me putting heavy units on plays. That's not what we want to see, is these guys betting on NFL games, or that's not what we want to hear. So this is a good thing, I think, for the NFL. And hopefully they've outlined this more clearly to the players this time, because they kind of got shafted last year, I feel like.
Yeah, that's so moo shit that he's coming back, though. Week 6 against the Bucks, where that was probably the Sam Laporta 2-touchdown game. You hate to see that.
But maybe he'll be on a snap count, although he's probably been practicing with the team still. He might be a full guy.
Oh. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Javon, let's keep moving and grooving. Let's talk about the game of the night. I'm so fucking excited for this game, folks. Cincinnati and BYU. Damn, Javon, that line flipped. How about it? This morning, I think Cincy might have been barely a favorite this AM. I think it started to happen maybe last night. And then now throughout the day, I'm seeing Cincy laying -1.5. They are not public. Let me check the Carfax for you, folks. I'll pull them up right now. You guys know I got to check the data. I can't be giving you guys any hoopla. Right now, the splits, we've got 67% of bets, but 57% of handle on BYU. That is music to my freaking ears. BYU this year has been unbelievable, Javon. This is a team that we wanted to fade, I think, early on. But they've come through at least, winning games. They haven't really been covering. They're 1-3 ATS. But, they They hung in there against Kansas. They might not have covered, but they lost by 11 in that game. They've been playing pretty well. Cincinnati, on the other hand, man, they're coming off of getting spanked by one of the best teams in football, Oklahoma, last week, where they only put up 6 points. Well, I'm going to buy low on Cincinnati. This is mainly a line play for me. Why the hell is Cincinnati a favorite on the road going to BYU? That's a tough-ass place to play, man. That is brutal to go up there. I'm going to take the Bearcats here with the line flip and the sharp splits in a significant bounce-back spot after they got embarrassed last week. And BYU has actually been playing pretty good football, and they're very public. And this is the narrative I've been seeing all over my feed today. BYU destroyed Cincinnati last year at Cincinnati. Oh, my gosh, that was last year, and apparently that matters for today with new teams. This is a mockery. BYU better beat Cincinnati into the ground for this crap. Well, this fan's a square, folks, and this is exactly why I want to back Cincinnati. And it seems like for once I actually agree with the ESPN predictions here of them being able to win this game 57%. They get it done. Love the line flip. Love the splits. Love the spot. Fading BYU and backing the Bearcats on the road here. They get it done. One of the nastier lines I've seen this week. This might be a sneak nukerton.
Ooh, a little Friday Night Lights sneak nuke.
Late night, Friday night to build a bankroll for Saturday could be just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, people sleep too because, like, the reason I wanted to fade BYU, and I still will, I still think they win 2 more games max the rest of the season. A lot had to do with the Big 12 and what they would be doing schematically against a lot of those defenses, or a lot of the offenses with their defense, because they run a lot of man-to-man, which when you go up against TCU, you go up against Houston, you go up against Kansas, it really didn't work with their defense. You go up against any team with athletes. Like, good luck against Oklahoma. They're going to get railed. That doesn't work in the Big 12. This is like the one matchup on paper. Well, I guess offensively, it's kind of what they've been seeing. So, like, their defense hasn't been good. It's just been kind of covered up by the fact that they've been decent offensively, except for the one half-decent defense they faced to start out the year. They didn't do shit against Sam Houston State. So, like, this is far and beyond the best defense that they're going to have seen to this point of the season. And Cincinnati, their defense, I know you talked about, they're underrated, and they're going to be continued to be good against these little mid of the Pac-12 or mid of the Big 12 teams like a BYU, like an Iowa State, like a West Virginia, a lot of those teams. So, like, this is a tough matchup for BYU. This is also one of the best pass rushes, the best pass rush they're going to have facing there too. And Keaton Slovis is kind of Graham Mertz-esque in the pocket. He's not going to run much, and when he is under pressure, he's one of the worst quarterbacks in college football so far this season. So that spells trouble.
You mentioned Keaton Slovis. Why don't we take a peep at his PrizePicks squares, folks? Let's just take a look. Let's see how dialed chat is, if they can pick up on what I'm putting down. And also Hyped Woofy coming in hot with the sub-bang. Boots on ground for Commanders on Thursday for the worst game of the NFL season. W's Hyped Woofy. Commanders ML, whatever the line is, doesn't matter. We get a win in that game after we beat Philly this week on the road. And we'll talk about that a little bit too. Guys, let's pull up that PrizePicks square for Keaton Slovis. And luckily, as of right now, this square is still up. So maybe we want to lock something in soon, because as soon as you guys start locking this shit in, it's going to be moving and grooving. Look at the chart. We'll start with that. Not only do I love the angle for fading Slovis on his touchdown passes, and I know you like his rush yards, but let's start with the TDs. Not only do I love the angle of fading his touchdown passes today, Javon, because I like Cincinnati on the ML. I don't mind the under either. I think Cincinnati's defense actually shows up today on the road after getting clapped last week, but that defense held Oklahoma to 20 points. That's very, very impressive. They're going to hold this team to 10 points today, and maybe he throws one. But I'll tell you what, this gives me Jordan Love vibes from yesterday when I took this on the books with his passing touchdown less than. He was at minus 140 on the under, and it continued to move. I think it got to minus 150 last night for Jordan Love on the under. Well, if you look at what the odds are at for this young gentleman's passing touchdowns on the books, they're about minus 140 as well, folks. So I don't know how long this is going to be up. I love the angle of fading this team today, who's been a little too good. I love fading that chart. I want to fade Slovis, a guy who I don't really even believe in the first place. And I want to back that Cincy defense to be absolute animals on the road today after getting smacked in the mouth last week. I still believe in the Cincy team, and I think they win this game, and they hold Slovis to less than 1.5 passing touchdowns. My favorite square of the college football season.
I'm so in.
You know what we should do right now, Javon?
Should lock it in.
We should probably lock in a 4-piece right now.
Let's do
for
it.
the people, because they're all about to take it right now, and it's going to be taken off the board before we come.
Yeah.
More the MLB plays, and I swear to God, if I put Judge in here and it doesn't hit, I'm going to be mad.
All right,
want you to know.
put Seager in there then.
I'm going to be pissed.
Just put Seager in. We don't have to put
I'll be
Judge.
real mad. You will get a text.
Okay, fair.
You will get a text, and it won't be a nice.
Yeah, it'll be deserved.
Now, if you look me in the eyes right now and you tell me the Judge is sitting a nuke today, and he does, we can put it in.
I mean, he is going to. I'm telling you that right now. But I don't want you on the hook taking Judge. I feel like that's bad karma. So we'll leave it. We'll leave it to the side. Put Seager in there, that's my more confident one anyway.
Well, you know what, Javon? I wanted to make a 4-piece here, so we might not have a choice. We might have to put him in. I'm willing to put my bygones to the side and my biases aside to get a winning square here. I'm a team player. You tell me if it's hitting, we'll put it in.
It's hitting. I just think it is absolutely the worst vibes possible to have this in your 4-piece with potentially your square of the year.
Okay. W's. Crabs selling out, man. SMH. Bro, if it's a freaking winner, it's a winner. I'm trying to show you guys I care more about winning than just shit talking Aaron Judge, because I do. It's close. It's close, but I do. All right. Well, why don't we put in Damian Martinez less than rushing yards? I really like that square as well. Or maybe we just go Sieg. Do we just go a 2-piece nuke and see it turn green and just go Siegs and we take the Slovis less than 1.5 passing touchdowns and go about our day?
I'm down for that.
Let's just do that, dude. Let's see one go through the hoop. We've been smacking entries recently. You know what happens when we do? I start convincing you to send 4 pieces and maybe a 6-piece. Let's stay dialed. Let's keep seeing green, folks. 2-piece hold the fry. Corey Seager, Javon's favorite square today, more than 1.5 TBs. And Kadon Slovis, less than 1.5 passing touchdowns, which is minus 140 on the books. My favorite college football PrizePicks square of the young season, folks. Lock this one in before it's too late. It will get taken off. All right?
There we go.
I got to lock it in. Talk about the Slovis rushing yard square because we didn't get to that yet. Let people know.
Yeah, I mean, I love the passing touchdown angle too. I just think one of the reasons for me feeling comfortable about Cincinnati's matchup defensively in this game, this is the best pass rush by far that BYU has seen, and Kedon Slovis is not all that mobile of a quarterback. You're not going to see him move for anything more than a couple QB sneaks, which they've done so far this season. So it's really going to be, can he get sacked? And the Cincinnati pass rush in general, it's very good, but also I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. They're pretty impressive, especially last week against Oklahoma. They were getting pressure on Dylan Gabriel, who, yes, they haven't played great competition outside of, Cincinnati and SMU, who do have 2 really good pass rushes, but he hasn't been touched damn near all season. And they were getting pressure on him. They were making him uncomfortable. He still had a pretty good day through the air, but the wide receivers were struggling a little bit, which is beside the point. But they're going to get to Slovis today, and he's going to get sacked, I predict, 3 to 4 times in this game. Probably a couple very early, which kind of throw off the flow of the offense. I do think BYU is going to have to find something in the ground game because realistically, they're a little more – I've seen a couple of stats today about how explosive they've been early on in the season. But realistically, not much of that is coming from Slovis' arm. A lot of it's on the ground against pretty bad rush defenses. So I do think if they're going to find any way to score points in this game, it's going to have to be in the run game, not with Slovis, especially with how much he's going to get pressured.
Another 2-piece with this square? Dyson, what are you asking for, my man? What do you need? What does this mean? Please help. Please translate. Do you want another 2-piece put in with this Slovis square? Is that what you're saying? Like a 3-piece?
Yeah. Well, this one isn't going anywhere. This one isn't going anywhere, so we can we'll circle back to this one a little later.
Chat, we'll flash the 2-piece if you probably want to lock in responsibly right now because Slovis is probably going to get taken off right now. He's minus 140. This is the one you guys want to responsibly lock in right now. I know you guys want a 4-piece. I want a Maserati. I can't get it yet. I can't. You got to be patient. You got to wait. We'll get you a 4-piece, I promise. Guys, we got work to do, okay? We just finished these college games, and we got to talk about the weekend craft sesh entries, 5 guys, PrizePicks, Hail Mary. We got to do squad rides. We got to do weekend college football squad rides. Whatever you guys want, we'll get it done for you. Just let us know in chat and be patient as always. All right. Reeve Trees coming in hot with a subby as well. 15 months. Chat, we're so locked today. And this 2-piece is smacking. Please tell us responsibly. Slovis, 1.5 touchdowns, minus 140 on the books now instead of minus 140. You've got to be shitting me.
Where?
There's no way. Now, I will ban this guy if this isn't true. So let's take a peek. You better hope to God when I click on this game
I see minus 130 under.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as I check the Carfax and see it, my buddy's going to the bin. Shouldn't take long. Oh, it's off the board on DK.
No, it's
What?
right there. It's right there.
I don't see it up for me.
Look on the screen.
I swear to God, it's not up for me on my DraftKings page. I'll screen share it right now. Give me a second, dudes. I'm taking the reins. This is super weird. Maybe they're just listening to my every move. I don't know, but you see this?
Ooh. Just
what's up with this?
Blacked out the $1.
Yeah, you see that?
Good listening.
What's up with that? Chat, what's going on? Oh, here it is. It's back.
There you go.
Okay, I just had to hit a refresh button on the buzzer.
Glitch.
Unbelievable. Goods, take over the reins again. That was a false alarm. Chat, that's on me. I apologize. Guys, hit the refresh button before you ask questions. Don't be a fool like me. Okay? It's still minus 130, though, so can we go ahead and put my gentleman in the bin? Because that's just not acceptable today. Not with my favorite college football square of the season. Slovis is minus 110 on MGM. Okay, Falser, we'll keep them out of the bin because that could be true because they literally move slower than a turtle. So maybe they just haven't moved yet. Chat, what does that mean you should do? That means you should responsibly probably sprinkle maybe on that book we're not going to name either that's up on the screen. No free ads. Breezy coming in with a subby. W's. I'm not getting scared off that square right now, Javon. I think we're still Gucci. All right?
Yeah, I think we're good.
W's. They're listening. They're always listening, folks. Always. And Trell's on Cincy. Got to be shitting me.
Yeah. We can. You knew that was going to happen.
Yep. Any Louisville squares y'all like tonight? I wouldn't say I love any Louisville squares, but gun to my head, if I had to take one, I'd probably take Jack Plummer to not throw an interception. I thought about taking this one myself, and I still might. He's thrown 4 picks this year, Javon. And NC State just had 2 picks against UVA. Everyone still thinks their defense is legit, but guys, that was just UVA, man. I mean, I probably could have gotten a pick 6 against them too. Jack Plummer is a veteran QB who I think carries this Louisville team against an overrated NC State defense today. They get a big-time win. I think he looks great, has one of his best games of the season. I don't think he throws a pick. That chart's not correct, chat. The interception charts on PrizePicks are not right. He's actually thrown 4 picks this season, so don't be fooled. Take his less than interceptions. That's my favorite one. All right?
Yeah, I have no issues with that. I would definitely – despite it's hard to back them, I guess, a little bit after last week, but that's how they're going to win this game. I would just spray anything in the pass game. If we're talking about Louisville today, NC State secondary is not good.
Okay. W's. Is Notre Dame losing? No. Notre Dame's going to win and probably cover. All right? And if you guys want to hear us talk about that game, go rewatch the BTL up from yesterday. We went over it a little bit. All right? Javon, it's about that time. Unless you got any other plays in Cincy BYU, I think we start crafting up some weekend plays. We start crafting up a squad ride for the people. It's about that time we get some winners.
Yeah, I think so too. And I hope you brought some. You brought some squares.
Oh, I brought a couple.
We need them.
I came prepared. I came prepped this week. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm the worst better of all time, chats. 61% of NFL last season. Although it hasn't been the prettiest last week, still up on the year. Everyone needs to slow their roll. I 100% know what I'm talking about with football. If you don't understand that with me talking on here, listen to me speak for an hour and 46 minutes, your brain might not work as well as you think it does because I do know ball. And we're going to find winners once again today. And I made one in KBO. People forget. All right. Chat, real quick, before we dive in and start crafting up these entries, check out the new Will Be Seeing pod that dropped yesterday. The squad was talking about Justin Fields, what's going on with him. They think he might be getting moved. I don't know. Is he going to be a Bear forever? Go check out the Will Be Seeing pod. Definitely worth your guys' time. They have the squad on there. Put it on today while you guys are in the lab in the background. All right, folks. No surgery. No Surge stream today, folks. Surge stream comes back on Monday. All right, I hope you guys are excited. I know it's been a tough week with no Surge, but we're still going to be back on Monday full go. Ready to roll. All right? Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Javon, you want to craft up a little 5 guys entry for the weekend?
Let's craft it up.
Let's do it. I'm in. You want to start with some college on Saturday? It's typically how we do it here.
Yeah, there are definitely a few less squares than I was hoping for at this point. I think they're probably going to load throughout the rest of the day, but for what we got so far, I think there's some decent looks.
Okay.
First one that I have is I obviously love some points in this game, and the guy that I'm going to is on A&M side, like Anais Smith over his receiving yards, which he's at 50.5, which I'm not going to call out any specific book or anything, but I would take a educated guess and say that line's going to move up a couple yards pretty soon. So if you want to lock something in there, not opposed to it. But earlier in the season, he was kind of working himself back from an injury a little bit, so he's easing into the offense. And they had beginning of the season, obviously they played New Mexico. Didn't need to do much in that game. The Miami game, he wasn't playing nearly as many snaps as he has the last couple of weeks. So they're starting to get him eased into the offense. He's playing more snaps, and he's starting to build a rapport with Max Johnson. They're apparently best buddies now. They were talking ever since he got the job there, kind of by force or by default. And he's the guy that I think is going to target a lot against that Arkansas secondary. And I think he's going to have a couple big plays. So I really like his ceiling in this game, in a game that I think there's going to be a lot of points.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm in. Love the sell job. Love the angle and chats. Make sure you lock the Hail Mary or lock in the 5 guys and the Hail Mary parlay that we craft up after this with book plays. But lock these in today responsibly because these lines have moved both times. We've done this. We've done this for 2 weeks. The lines have moved both on PrizePicks and the books for the parlays. So make sure you lock this in today. Don't wait till tomorrow, and then we get to sweat it out on Saturday and Sunday. All right, folks? I'm in for Anais Smith. W's. Did we talk about Kentucky, Florida? We talked about that today a little bit, Mike. I don't know if you were here for the beginning of the show, but that was actually my favorite of the day today. Kentucky this weekend. I think they take care of business. All right. So if you want to rewatch that, feel free to go back once we end the stream. We also talked about some football yesterday, and I think we did look at lines on Wednesday, I believe is when we did that on BTL.
Believe so.
That was Wednesday. It's usually Tuesdays, but I think we did it Wednesday this week. So if you want to go over us kind of just going over more of the general games for college football, we did that on Wednesday as well. You guys are always welcome to go back and rewatch the apps. People sleep on that. You can always go back and watch if you miss it. Okay. W's. Anais Smith, more than 50.5 receiving yards.
Yep, 100%.
Matt Baker with his subby, 12 months. Happy 1 year, Beast. I appreciate it. TJ, shout out you, bro. We do it all for you. We do it all for Lembong. All right. We're not up here just talking to each other. We're up here to give you guys winners, and we appreciate you guys continuing to grow BTL and the stream. All right. Dubs. Javon, what else you got in your back pocket, man? Any other squares you love or anything nasty that's looking at you funny on the college slate?
Yeah, there's not too much nasty yet. More targeting a couple offenses that I really like. And I think we'll have maybe, I don't know how much you brought, but we'll have some excess. So we don't want to, we can decide at the end. And yeah, he's a little higher on the books. And this other one that I like is higher on the books too, which I'm not just taking these because of that, but it's one that I like. Regardless of your thoughts on the South Carolina-Tennessee game, Tennessee's secondary is one that I cannot trust. If you can get a good game from Spencer Rattler, the guy that I'm targeting is Xavier Legette, who's been an absolute stud for that offense, and he's been kind of the big play target guy. And again, another guy that's starting to build a better rapport with Spencer Rattler, so he's kind of stepping into that massive role. And you don't love backing him after what he did last week, but this is a situation against the Tennessee secondary that I think is super, super vulnerable. So despite the Kelly and Vegas dog POD, one of the 3 on South Carolina, I do think Rattler and this offense are going to hang in this game with Legette, who's been just absolutely incredible. And I think his role is going to only increase week to week. So this is one of the receivers and offenses that I really like.
Okay. And Cash and Coochie wants you to know, I think he said this a couple times in chat today, that Oklahoma is getting steamed down right now next week.
Are they?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Isn't that weird?
You don't want to take that Xavier Legette rush and receiving touchdown, right? You want the yards.
I might throw that in something too, but I do want the yards. I think he's going to get targeted pretty often by Rattler. Honestly, might hit this in a couple of catches. I think he has one massive one against the secondary.
Are there any Colorado buffs that you want to fade this weekend?
Why? Well, A, there's none up except for Shador, but yeah, here you go. But B, like, I considered taking Colorado to cover this week.
Dude.
I considered.
Come on.
I feel better about
week,
I feel better about points, but like you gotta remind yourself this is probably lowest stock they're going to be all season after getting slurped off for the entire first three and a half weeks. This is it's a USC defense that I can't trust, especially like talked about Oregon last week. Their front seven, like I said, is a lot better than people think. So like Shador looked lost in the pocket for a multitude of reasons. That was obviously the big one. And yeah, people do forget that under 2.5 scores there. So but yeah, I don't think USC's front seven is good enough to give them the same problems. Like they're going to score in this game. Are they going to give up probably 60 themselves? Yeah, but I do think they can hang in this game for a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if Meemaw's peeking around for Colorado, but I feel better about the under or the over.
Okay. Krabs, you can put Judge aside. Why not Colorado? Devin, I can. I just wanted to make a joke and see if we could potentially fade. But last week, we took out the Colorado guy, although it would have hit, because I like money more than I like fading Colorado. And I hope you guys know that. I really do. We took out that Travis Hunter square. If you guys don't believe it, the facts are right there in front of you, the car facts. They're right there. Okay? And I'm okay with not fading Shador Sanders, especially when I think he probably will hit his passing yards because they're going to be coming from behind and putting up a legacy second half. I'm with you.
Yeah, in all likelihood.
All right. Any nasty, touchdown squares or interception squares in college? If not, we can move to NFL.
No, there's no nasty ones.
Yeah, I didn't see any either.
Yeah, not really, except for the one guy that I did consider is Rodney Hammond, which is he's not a 1A, 1B with a couple other squares here at the wide receivers, but we learned last week. If we didn't know this by now, Virginia Tech's run defense is absolute traffic cones, all of them. And Rodney Hammond, this Pitt rushing attack did unspeakable things to them really the last couple of years, but especially last year too. And this is a much worse iteration. Oh, I remember that. I looked into it and I was like, all right, I feel like this rings a little bell. What they did to them last season, and now they face a worse iteration of Virginia Tech run defense. It's hard to not just take the yards with Rodney Hammond at 77.5, 75.5, one of the two. But he's going to destroy them and get in the end zone.
Yeah, pull up that yard square, please. Can we? If they have it, I hope 75.5. Okay, the one reason I don't want to take it, and you can tell me to shut up because I'm a VT alum. Lane Stadium has magical powers at night. This game is going to be weird as shit.
That's fair.
Those are two things I know. Those are two things that if you look back at the history of games being played at that stadium at night, weird shit goes down. The football gods, that could be their HQ because there's some weird stuff happening on there down at Lane Stadium in Blacksburg at night and Javon. That does not mean I don't want to take this. If anything, I think we put it in and we see how many NFL squares we have and we can bump one of these college ones out when we get to the end. But it sketches me so much.
No, it's fair.
Backing somebody like that in that spot. But, dude, our run defense is so bad. Pitt does this every year. It's their game plan. They come into Lane Stadium. They absolutely tear us up on the ground every single time. Do you want to put it in for now?
Well, we can put a bunch in the queue and start, kind of deciding till the end. Because, there's a couple more when we're talking about college. I guess there is one nasty interception square that I think just came up, which was air in week 1 when it popped up late in the game that I think everybody with their own two eyes saw. And now he has been pretty lights out. He threw a pick, not last week, but the week before. But really, he's had an amazing last couple of games, surprisingly. Chandler Morris, TCU quarterback. Except for an interception against a West Virginia defense that honestly I think is a little better than people give him credit for. And the chart obviously is not right. He was terrible against Colorado. He threw 2, maybe 1. I think he threw 2, and then in the Houston game he had 1. But against SMU last week, that was quite easily his best game of his college career, which he didn't have to do too much because SMU's defense was just bad in so many different facets. But I think he gets into a little bit of trouble this week. I think they're going to come away with this game in the second half, but I wouldn't be surprised if West Virginia's defense blitzes them early in this game. So
he did throw a pick against Houston. He threw 2 in week 1 against Colorado.
Yes.
He had a pretty much perfect game last week.
Perfect game last week. And to be honest with you, the Houston game, outside of the pick, he was perfect in that game too. As much as I can't stand the guy. He missed some throws, but he's been really good these last couple of weeks.
So you want to take him to throw a pick, huh?
Yeah, I think this is the week to take him to throw a pick. That square
You
being
got odds on him,
is
or
interesting. Yeah, it's minus 130 to the over, which, I mean, last week it kind of shocked me looking at it because I expected SMU to put up a little more of a fight in that game, at least with their defense. I mean, he was minus 130 to the under last week. So a big flip when they're still at home against, again, a West Virginia defense that I think is better than people know.
Okay. Rocky Top to force an interception. Okay. We'll put that in there. I'm in. That's nasty.
Yeah.
It's calling my name. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm up coins. Apparently has a 12K nuke.
Ooh,
wow.
12K nuke.
Do me a favor. I'm up coins. Can you send it to Goots on Twitter? He could pull it up potentially. Or send it to Goots. Goots, drop your Twitter handle in the comments.
Send it to BTL.
All right. Send it to Behind the Lines.
There you go.
W's. Send it to Behind the Lines. I want to see the 12K nuke. We'll have Goots show it in a second. Okay. Behind the Lines Twitter. Super easy. All right. And chat, remember, guys, these charts are not right for the interceptions. Okay.
Yeah,
so make sure you check that. W Goods. Okay.
I think we should have one more just to add to the queue for college. I feel like it's one of the more obvious plays on the board, I guess you could say, but we can decide about that later. How's Audrey Guestimate not run for 100 on Duke?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. Why is he not there? That's because of the NFL.
Is that 90.5? Oh, we got it up on the screen now. But
sure.
I don't know how he doesn't dominate this game. I mean, we think Notre Dame's going to win this game. And with all due respect to Sam Hartman, I don't think he's going to lose the game, but they're going to win this game because they are going to absolutely dominate on the offensive line. Duke's defensive line, like you talked about, they are soft, they're small, they've taken advantage of extremely soft matchups that they've had to this point. I mean, the one decent one they had, Will Shipley, looked like the second coming of Christian McCaffrey in that game, even with them losing by 3 touchdowns. Audrey Guestimate might have, as good as he was against Central Michigan and NC State. I think that line for that final stat line against Duke is going to look awfully similar. This feels like a Rasheen Ali play.
Dude, I'm in. And look, in college, we talked about it. You can be a little more square if you know what the fuck's going on. And W. Lembong subbang. And also, I'm hearing word on the street is my guy cannot send the slip to the Behind the Lines Twitter for some reason. So I'll screen share it in a second, Goots. No stress. But Audric Estime, more than rush yards. I don't see how he doesn't get it against that D-line, behind that Notre Dame offensive line. After an atrocious game last week, I think Notre Dame comes out firing and wins this game and covers. I think their defense balls. I think it's a blowout. They cover. They're going to be running the ball the entire second half. The only way this doesn't hit is if they're beating them so bad that the number 2s are in. That's the only way.
I think they get to that point with him, though. That's why I'm not all that concerned.
Okay. All right. We'll put it in there for now. We got 5 college squares we like. We'll definitely have to cut that down, but
yeah, we'll narrow down
some good options. W's. All right. Let's go ahead and move to NFL, Javon. Feed me your favorite square on Sunday slate.
Favorite square. So I have a nasty one, kind of, because he hasn't been doing all that much this season because he's had a couple of pretty tough matchups to begin the season. But I know I like points in this game. I like Dameon Pierce over 47.5 rushing yards, which again, yes, he hasn't been great to start the season. He hasn't been efficient, but you also look at who's been on the docket for Dameon Pierce and the Texans. It's been, the Colts, the Ravens, the Jags, which the Jags, not incredible run defense, but the Colts and the Ravens up there near the top 10, which all of them I think are hanging around at least the top half of the league. I know the Jags are kind of mid there, but pretty good run defenses. And you're going up against a Steelers rush defense that's missing the interior of their line. So I think he's going to be significantly more efficient in this game. And kind of after we've seen the emergence of CJ Stroud, which if you watched any of the Texans games, the Colts, the Jags, the Ravens, they all kind of dared him to beat him. They dared him to beat him. They loaded the box and said, hey, we're going to put our corners on islands and you're going to dissect us that way. So that's why he's thrown, 40 times every single game, damn near. It's not going to happen. I can guarantee you the Steelers are going to come out with a little different of a game plan, partially because they have to, but also because they don't want to see CJ Stroud beat them consistently because they know they can't keep up if that happens. Dameon Pierce is going to feast in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if this looks like a Dameon Pierce game that we saw from last year, and even coming into this year, we kind of expected to see from him a little more consistently.
I'm so in. I knew I liked it when you said it because I hated it initially. Obviously, that's always a great sign. You want to hate it immediately as soon as you hear the play. You want to hate its guts. That's how you know it's a good one. And then you gave a great sell job. You're looking at the charts. This is making me want to nuke Dameon Pierce more than 47.5 rush yards. Javon, you might have just found something.
This might be it. To be honest with
you. That could be it right there, folks. That could be it.
If he has a good game too, which I'm going to do this, I'm going to ladder it up a little bit because I think it's going to be no in between from him. I think you're going to see a full-on attack like we saw those little green bars kind of to the left there from the end of last season where he started to really emerge there, even with no pass game. CJ Stroud is going to start opening up stuff for Dameon Pierce. He looked bad to begin the season. Again, against a lot of good rushing defenses. You're not going to see the same loaded boxes. He's going to start being efficient. He's going to start being better.
Dude, I got to show you the slip. Holy
Is it the 12K slip?
Yeah. Look at this shit. Holy smokes, folks.
My God.
Can you guys see this? You guys can see that, right? Holy shit. It's a physical ticket that he snagged a picture of. So everybody in chat can go ahead and pipe down. There's the slip for you. My goodness. Blue Jays ML, Cubs ML, Reds ML, 12K to return over $72,000. Who's going to tell him?
I mean, I'm not rooting against anybody, but, it's taking the teams that got to win. Should be a safe look.
He's got the Reds on there, though. That meat could be glued.
I have a terrible feeling that they're going to be the one to do it.
No. Javon, if it's the Reds that mucks this slip, that's going to be the worst thing that they've done all season.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh.
I'm rooting for them, though, of course.
I'm up coins. You've got some
I'm hoping you're up more coins after this.
You've got some serious cojones. I'm up coins. Respect. My goodness. Fakest slip of all time, people are saying in chat. It's literally a picture of a slip. It could not be more real. It's literally a physical ticket. You can see the shadows of the dude's big-ass noggin and his phone. You guys are just haters, man. Absolute haters. Get your money up. Maybe you'll stop bitching. Oh, you're more like I'm up coins where he's throwing 12U parlays that are about to lose. Unbelievable. What an entry. Sheesh. I'm rooting for you, my man. 3-piece hold the fry, chat. That could be your own little squad ride for a parlay with my guy. All right?
Yeah,
let's stop sharing that. Let's get back to biz here, folks. Dameon Pierce can definitely put him in there 1,000%.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm interested because one of the other ones that I have is more on the square side in the Bills-Dolphins game. I want to hear if you have anything in that game before I say it, see if we're on the same page.
In the Bills and the Dolphins on PrizePicks?
Yeah.
Let me scroll through both teams really quick. I'm assuming you're fading somebody in this game because it's such a high total.
No, not fading somebody. It's backing GOAT.
Backing a GOAT. Oh, you're taking Tyreek Hill to score a touchdown, aren't you?
No, not that like painfully square.
It's Gabe, isn't it? It's got to be Gabe.
No, taking Diggs.
You're squaring up with Diggs?
I'm squaring up with Diggs.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you like about Diggs this week?
I mean, I think this is going to be a game that runs through him. I think we talk about one of those classic Stephon Diggs game where he dominates on the outside. He's one of weirdly, I'm not a huge Diggs guy when it comes to props or anything like PrizePicks squares, like on a year-to-year basis, because he's been, I don't want to say inconsistent. He's putting up numbers, but there's very specific situations where he is absolutely feasting. This year hasn't been exactly the same because you look at a lot last year, he was only successful in specific matchups with specific route trees. This year he's been super, super versatile. So in a game where even if this goes under, I don't think it's going to be like an ugly slugfest. I think it's going to be a game that you see 40, 45 points if it goes under. I think you can agree on that at the very least. He's going to get targeted everywhere on the field. I think when the Bills win this game, because I'm with you on that, this is going to be a Stephon Diggs game where he goes out, sets the tempo early, and dominates. This kind of reminds me of some of the looks we've gotten from Tyreek Hill outside of the Patriots game, where he's just going to be that guy on the field for the consistent part of the game, especially like the early first and second quarter.
Let me play devil's advocate.
Play it.
You know who he's probably going to be matched up against.
Oh, yeah.
You don't give a hoot, do you?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Not at all.
You don't care that he's going against one of the best sideline defenders in the NFL.
See, I would if I hadn't seen stuff from Diggs this season to prove that that's not the only place that he can be successful. So,
okay.
I think this is a spot where you're going to see Diggs do everything on the field in this game. This is a pretty golden matchup for him in the fact that you're going to see him play on the outside. You're going to see him going in a lot. You're going to see a lot of in routes across the middle of the field, which is where this Dolphins defense is vulnerable. And when you see Diggs with a Diggs type game, that's where he's doing the majority of his damage. So you're going to have everything open for him. So I'm honestly taking his catches. I think it got bumped up to 7. I think you're going to see it. I don't want to say a Keenan Allen type performance like we saw. What do you have, 18 catches in that game? But you're going to see a little something more like the Jets game where you had 10.
Okay. Damn, you bamboozled me the whole time. I thought we were going yards. I like receptions better. I'm in on that. Okay. And you said it got bumped up.
Yeah, it went from, just 6.5 to 7. It was hanging around like minus 130 to minus 140. So it didn't move all that much, odds wise. Just made the jump across the key number.
Okay. W's. How are we betting on the Bills when DeMar Hamlin is in place for Poyer? Is DeMar Hamlin about to play this weekend?
I know Jordan Poyer's not. I don't know how high DeMar is on the depth chart, if he's that guy yet.
Okay. I know he's in the NFL, 100% Chad, but I don't think he's been active for a game this season yet. So a little surprised to hear that, but looks like the expectation is that DeMar Hamlin will make his debut. Good for him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's probably not going to be
not starting, but he might get some reps. Yeah,
get some reps.
100%.
That'd be cool.
W's. Okay. That's just a win for the NFL. I'm not going to even acknowledge any sort of hate on that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, That is awesome.
All right. Javon, what else, my man? Any other squares we need to be taking? If you had to pick the nastiest one on the NFL board, what are you going with?
I would say the nastiest one is Dameon Pierce, to be honest with you, which I'm not going to it just because it's nasty. I like it for football reasons, but that's a gross one. And I could see by some of the reaction in the chat, they kind of agree with that. So that would be my gross one. I really wish they had the Josh Dobbs pick up there, which is not necessarily gross, but I love that square. And I would 100% have thrown it in here. But yeah, that's gone now.
What about Adam Thielen? More than receptions? I know we talked about that on, I think yesterday, actually, when we did this little NFL preview. I love that square, or also would not mind at all fading my guy B-Rob this week against the Eagles D-line. I don't see a world where it's not Sam Howell who's going to be the guy trying to beat the Eagles this week with that Eagles D-line. Our offensive line is atrocious. Just like the Packers last night could not run the ball against that, Lions D-line. It's going to be extremely similar and with an unexperienced QB as well under center. So it's almost an identical spot. And I would not mind one bit fading B-Rob, my guy, bless his heart. But he's not getting 50 rush yards this week, man. No fucking chance.
Yeah, if he does, I'd be shocked. I'd be absolutely shocked. I don't know how he did against the Bills either, to be honest with you.
Because he's a dog. That's probably why.
It's magic at this point.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
He's a stud. But this week, unfortunately for my guy B-Rob, he ain't getting 50 yards.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm assuming you like that one better than the Thielen one. That's a little bit more of a public narrative back in Thielen against his old team.
It is. And I don't disagree in the slightest, especially, that's a golden matchup for him. I just have my my Bryce Young questions. If it was Andy Dalton, I think I'd be full go on it, but
okay.
It's kind of tough.
All right. Well, I'll put the B-Rob one in there. Is there a Sunday night football square we could potentially take? And is it Travis Kelce less than receiving touchdown with those stupid kisses on his face?
I knew you were going to say that, man.
Javon, I'm going to check the Carfax right now. I'm looking at the green book right now. I'm not looking at our stream. I'm assuming you just put the square up and that's why you're laughing.
Yeah.
Look, man, I don't understand why this square is up. I mean, there's entire sections of the sports books on some of these just about Taylor Swift and Chiefs collabs with names on, stupid parlays you can take to lose your money on this game. Check out the blue book if you want to see that one, but there's some cringy specials on the blue book for that. Nasty. But Javon, I cannot understand for the life of me why the heck he is up here on the board after he's been a touchdown machine this season, after he's been getting hyped up more than, the last 2 years probably combined, even with the Super Bowl in there with the whole T Swift stuff going on. Javon, last time I checked this dude's odds for a touchdown, he was minus 140 to score a touchdown in this game. And I'm going to pull it up right now, touchdown scores. Yeah, he's back to minus 125, which is even weirder because now that juice is moving back. Could be a good sign. We don't have to take it. But all I'm saying is he's probably not scoring this week.
Yeah, he's probably not scoring now. He's probably not scoring. I don't know if I can get myself to do that shit though, man. There's going to be like one of these on the board, whether it's Tyreek, whether it's JJ, whether it's Travis. Probably one or two of those. They ain't scoring. Just trying to figure out which one is hell.
Chat, we don't have to put this one in. You guys probably just think I'm a hater. Yeah, that's the one. I'm not going to say the name, but you guys know what's up. That's the one that I checked that it was at minus 150. Jesus. And also the slowest play, although we like his less than rush yards, definitely like his less than touchdown passes. I'll tell you that much. It's my favorite square of the college football season. Javon, I hate to say it, man, and I don't want to pull out the got to put it on their meat on tape card, but I might have to with the square. Unless you find me another Sunday night square.
There is one that I like on Sunday night.
Oh, good. What do you got?
I mean, I like Rashee Rice.
Ooh.
That's going to be my guy. That's going to be my guy Sunday night. Who's like, everybody tries to get cute and target like everybody in this Chiefs offense, whether it's the Sky Moore that we've had for literally an entire season now of trying to target him and figure out when he's going to be that guy there. Or, I mean, Justin Watson now, who I guess is another option there or whatever it may be. This is the guy who, like, I can't say I believed in too much to start the season, even like coming out of SMU. No hate there, but I didn't think he was going to be the guy translating to the NFL. But they're utilizing him a lot. And he's one of the curious guys that I've seen their numbers creeping up and what on paper would be a decently tough matchup against the Jets secondary. So, like, this is kind of the guy for me. If we don't have to fade Kelce, I would probably target Rashee Rice.
I mean, is that your favorite square, like, of the late night games? Are you in love with that? Is it just your favorite square of that game?
It's definitely, for now, it's my favorite square of the game. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Dude, I might have to show you these stupid boosts myself on the screen to get you in on this, Javon, but he's not scoring. He's not.
Yeah, I have no argument, man. If you want to use the meat card,
I'm debating, dude. Seriously, like, I'm really thinking about it. I want you guys in chat to see what I'm talking about first. If you haven't already, as we get a James Leon sub bang and a Dan's Bet sub bang. Let's go, lads. Len Bong also giving out another sub to the community. Love it. I heard he was at the US Open with Judge, probably. So not dialed.
Judging too swift.
You already said Tyreek wasn't scoring versus the Pats. Yep, and I paid the price. 100%. He's on my fantasy team. He's not scoring. Okay. Our guy Goots will show these stupid boosts in a second when he finds them. Should be like one of the first things that pops up on the screen. That's how you know that shit ain't hidden. But Javon, right now, I'm going to write down both of those. All right, we'll go Rashee Rice. Oh, there it is. Would you look at that? Prop stars. Go ahead and click bet now for me, Goots. Don't worry, it's not going to steal your coins yet. It's just going to take you to the tab. Go ahead and check that out for me, Coach.
What is that boost, dude?
Go ahead and check that out for me, Coach.
I don't think it's getting anywhere with the bet now button.
Good. So what's going on here, man?
Might be caked.
Are they hacking the mainframe here? Are too many people trying to take these boosts?
They heard us calling them the blue book and they got pissed. So
Yeah,
the hell's
Kelly
going
Blue
on?
Book out here, man.
Kelly and Vegas Blue Book not coming through one bit. Absolute moose. Honestly, we
Might
should
be
have
caked.
animals to work down.
it does not want me to be a prop star.
Dude, it's go to more info, dude. Try something else. Don't just click the
Yeah,
same
there
button
we
100 times.
There we go. There we go.
Jesus
There it
Christ.
is.
Now try clicking it. Now try clicking it real quick. Let's see if that one works. Hey.
Oh my lord.
Did they add more?
Oh no, that's just the red zone stuff.
Okay. Guys, those aren't the ones we want. Those aren't the ones we need. Where the heck did they go? Goots.
I'm
Maybe they're at the
trying.
bottom. Maybe they're at the bottom.
Yeah, keep scrolling, bro.
There we go. Chiefs and
Oh,
Jets
you
specials.
just passed them.
There we go.
Yeah, prop stars, folks. Here we go. No free ads. Not shouting out this stupid book, but we got the friend zone. Travis Kelce to not score a touchdown they got on there, Javon. Huh. That's interesting. They're boosting him not to score? That might be enough to keep me off the shit. You might be lucky today. You might be lucky. Guys, look at how bad some of these are. Oh,
Like what are those? What are these boosts, man?
look at the one bottom left sector. Plot twist. Zach Wilson to have 300 plus passing yards. Guys, if he has 300 plus passing yards, I will do a cartwheel on stream on Monday.
If you actually have coin on that plus 1800, man, I mean, you just have to be so much better.
I mean, I picture them like all huddled around in a room, like talking about what they're going to do for this before they hand it off to the freaking interns to put them up there or whatever. And they're like, what are the worst bets we could possibly come up with that have zero chance of hitting that we could make funny names of and put them up on the book and have people lose their money on? Like, that's literally what we're seeing right here, folks. Please do not take any of these squares. Javon, does seeing the Travis Kelce not to score a touchdown getting boosted make you like it more or less?
It doesn't really change anything for me. That just seems like it's not a boost. It's just a special. If it was like boosted for him not to score, then I'll be a little concerned. I think they're just trying to find what corny stuff to put, like friend zone, him not scoring, top of the charts. Like, come on, man. We got to be so much better.
Seeing red, more like seeing cake.
Jesus.
Seeing red velvet. I bet.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd take
Javon.
that one on the bottom right before I'd take Zach Wilson at 300 yards, man. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. W's chat, and I know it's on a boost, it's special, whatever. Who cares? Sue me. I don't give a hoot. They're still not hitting. All right. 5 guys, PrizePicks entry, folks. We got a lot of squares, Javon. We got to cut these puppies down. Got a lot of options.
We do.
I'd say ideally we go like 3-2 split and try to, spread it out through the day if possible, but obviously want quality squares over just ideal time frames. Out of the college squares, I mean, we got 5 of them. We got Smith, Leggett, Hammonds, Morris, Estime. Is there one of those we need to have in here? I mean, I feel like your first 2 sell jobs were elite. I feel like the Hammond one I could definitely get behind, but probably wasn't my favorite. I like the Morris one, but it sketches me out because he stinks. Although we are taking him to throw a pick, but he's been locked in the last 2 weeks. I love the Estime one, but it's square. Does not mean I don't want to take it. Would be more than down to take that. And it kind of goes with one of my favorite plays and angles of the weekend with Notre Dame steamroll and Duke. What do you want to do?
I'd say my favorite one is probably Anaya Smith.
Okay.
That would be the one. If I was putting meat on table, one in college, one for Saturday, one for Sunday, I'd say it's Anaya Smith and Damian Pierce. But I think Estime is a very close runner-up between those two. Square, but it's hitting. And if you think Notre Dame is going to steamroll him in that game, it's going to be with him.
100%. I'm in. Why don't we keep Smith in here and Estime? And then why don't we go to the NFL?
Let's do it.
Okay. I think we keep Pearson there, obviously. Love that angle, love that square. I really like my B-Rob square as well. If you're okay with that, I think we take it. It's really nasty and it's going to smack. And I think we just got to decide, a late night square. What's it going to come down to?
You bringing the meat hammer out or what, man?
I'm going to go ahead and bring the fucking meat on tape, Hammer. We're putting Kelsey in there not to score. He ain't scoring. This guy's getting laid every day by T Swift. You think he's in the fucking lab reading the playbook? He ain't doing shit. He's minus 150 on the books, Javon, to score a touchdown, and they're putting his square up on PrizePicks. I fucking bet. Chat, wake up. He ain't scoring this weekend. Yeah, he might be getting a BJ from T Swift, sure, but he ain't getting in the end zone. Okay, I'll tell you that much. He can only win so much. Okay, he's already having, W week, W month. You can't win every single time. He ain't scoring. I don't even know why this square is still up on the boards. It really shouldn't be by looking at the juice, Javon, and that is the only thing that I can't get out of my head. Why is it up? Why is it up? Why is it up? And they got those stupid kissies on there. We're taking his less than touchdown. He ain't getting in the end zone against that elite Chiefs or elite Jets defense who's going to show up this week. And by the way, they're going to cover. Just going to put that out there. They're going to cover.
Okay? They just might.
Chat, this is so nasty. It just might work. And Javon, that Stephon Diggs was an honorable mention because that was a great sell job. But I think these 5 squares will be just fine. We go Anaya Smith, more than 50.5 receiving yards. Aldrich Estime, more than 90.5 rush yards. Damian Pierce, more than 47.5 rush yards. Brian Robinson, less than 53.5 rush yards. And Travis Kelce, less than half a touchdown. Oh, it's so gross, guys.
Dude, if we get to Sunday night of that again, that would be hilarious.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Yep.
I really hate to.
Guys, people forget, last week we got all the way to Sunday Night Football and we lost that square. But that's okay. We'll take a 4 for 5 2Xer, Javon. But we got so close. We tasted success. We were right there at the finish line at the tape. We just couldn't see it through. You know exactly what we need to close the door today for this one? It's Travis Kelce not to score a touchdown with those stupid kissies on his cheeks.
There we go.
He ain't scoring. W's. He can't keep winning, guys. Look, what is he? Are you going to be president next year, too? Is he going to run for office? Is he just going to win everything? Guys, come on. You can't have that. You don't get T Swift for a week and you don't get a touchdown. Okay, come on. You
What would be your thoughts if you just
throws
there
a touchdown?
Trick play.
If he throws a touchdown,
you just got to tip your cap at that point.
Literally, I mean, what do we do?
What do you do?
We charge him. We charge him. All right. Chat, W, that took us a little while. Get that out of the screen.
What is that? That's who made that tweet? I need names.
There's no way that just said that. There's no way I just read those words.
Goots,
is that real? And also, Goots, what the hell, man?
I'm having a little fun over here, but yeah, it's real.
I need names. What was that? What was that account, man?
It's got to be real. It's just
was it from Schefter or was it from
it's called Poo Crave.
Okay, yeah, that has to be true.
That makes sense. You gotta be so much better. So much
it's
better.
The first thing that came up when I searched his name.
That's crazy. That's the first thing that came up.
Yeah, that's
if they're gonna talk about her eating chicken fingers with ranch, I mean, they might as well put that up there.
All right, get Goots out.
That's where we hang him up.
Goots, hang him up with SBR. Okay, golly, talk about keeping us on our toes.
Unreal, dude.
W Goots. Let's get some W's in chat for Goots. He's been fucking grinding this week, working his ass off, running BTL. Can we get some W Goots in chat? He's killing it. All right. Javon, about that time, squad ride. Get us started. I want you to lean in heavily on college. I'll take care of most of the NFL, but obviously collab in here. What do you like the most on the college football slate on Saturday? Any noon plays?
Oh, so we're doing the Hail Mary, you mean, not squad ride?
Yeah.
Right?
Hail Mary.
I mean, my meat on table play was at noon, the over in that A&M Arkansas game.
Well, I feel like we don't need to overthink that, right?
Yeah. Love to get some points. Start off the 53.5. Start off the Hail Mary and hopefully the five guys in that game.
Sure. A little correlation there with the receiver in the game too. W's. Okay. I'm in. Arkansas A&M over 53.5. Chats, no need to stress about the 5-piece, 5 guys PrizePicks entry. You guys know we're going to post that tonight. I promise. And I gave you the update for that last week. We went 4 for 5 and lost on Sunday Night Football. Absolute piss. The Hail Mary parlay did better the second week. Okay, it did better this past week than it did the first time. Still no dice. I think it went 3-2, Javon. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah, I think we had one. I know we had Cal on Saturday, and I forget, or it was Cal Saturday, Raiders Sunday. So 3-2.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and craft up a way better attempt at a Hail Mary parlay here. I would love to get to Sunday Night Football, or at least get one of these two to Sunday Night Football, and I know we can do it. I know we can. All right. Javon, I love that play. I'm so in. What other college squares or what other college plays do you want to target here?
I mean, I got quite a bit here that we could go to. I'm trying to find where to balance it out, because I mean, we could put stuff that wasn't on the preview too. If you want to put like Notre Dame in there,
Ooh.
Little late night Irish on Saturday night.
Now, would we go ML with something like that? Do we go spreads?
Ooh, it's a good
what
question.
Do you think we do?
We could go ML.
I mean,
could go ML.
We could square up for Kitch and go ML.
Good. Yeah, we could go ML.
Okay. Scrolling through the board left and right. All right. I'm absolutely cooking down the board right now. Good in every game as fast as possible. All right. I'd be down for that. What time is that ND game at?
That's the primetime ABC game.
7:30.
You know what I wouldn't mind doing, Javon? And I'll leave this up to you because I do lean on you for college. What about Auburn?
Yeah, I don't hate Auburn.
Not at all. In fact, I love it.
Yeah.
In fact, it's probably my favorite play.
Okay. Put it in.
In fact,
meat card. Meat card.
We're putting it in. 2 words. Meat. All right. Auburn plus 14.5. You want to put the Irish in ML?
Yeah, we can leave that one as a maybe because we need what? We have 5.
Yeah.
So we can see what we want to put in from the NFL. And
we
then
got Conman 1-3 with a sub bang. Jalen McMillan touchdown tomorrow. Sure. James Leon with a sub bang as well. Giving it to I'm Up Coins. Wow. I'm Up Coins sub bang, and at least they'll have that today. It's a small wins. Even if the 12K parlay doesn't hit, you get a little sub bang. W's. Javon, Notre Dame ML, we'll put it in there for now. Is there one more college play you can't stop thinking about that you want to throw their hat into the ring?
Trying to avoid massive spreads. Like I like SMU, but I don't think that's a parlay piece. Laying just over 3 touchdowns. Probably same with Cal, even though it's not as large. I mean, I do really like the over at Kansas, Texas. I don't want to just get over happy here, but I think Kansas is going to put up some points in that game.
It scares me a little bit, only because it's a primetime big game over. That's the only reason. Your sell job was great. Your reasoning was great. The splits and line movement are fine, but it just worries me. It's still
it is during the day. It is during the day. 3:30 game. It's not a primetime night game, at the least.
Dude, I just what are we going to take out for that? Out of Auburn, Arkansas over, and Notre Dame out.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say – yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say take anything out because of that, but you're asking for another play. So I gave you another play.
W's. Well, I don't want your other play. How about that?
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, man. Crabs, check my DMs. Chase Claypool just told reporters they ain't using him correctly. That's not surprising one bit. He stinks, though. Javon, I think we roll with these 3. I honestly think those are our best 3 looks on the college football slate for Saturday. And if, by some reason we got to come back and flip something else in there and put that Texas over in instead of an NFL or something else, we can. W's?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay. And Diesel Bets, I'll tell you right now, I'm not taking Auburn out. You guys need to get over it, and you need to trust. There's no way we're taking Auburn out of this. They're covering that spread. It's nasty. Meat on tape card has been whipped out. Boom. Too late.
There we go. There's nothing you can do about a meat on table card being whipped out.
You can't do shit. You just sit back and lock it in. That's all you do. All right?
Yep.
Now, I do like Troy and Coastal a lot, but maybe those aren't even worth this as well. I think we move to NFL.
Yeah, let's move. And you can take the reins on that one.
Yep. I think the Jags win this game. I really do. That might end up being my survivor pick. It is right now. So I definitely would not mind putting the Jags ML in for the 9:30 game. But that's also sketch, and people might still be wiping the crusties out of their eyeballs on the West Coast. I like the Bears, but more than okay with leaving that spread out. Browns ML is probably one of my favorite plays of the week, but with the Deshaun Watson news, maybe we stay off that unless you give me a little nudge. But I definitely could get down with that. I really like Tennessee. I love the Bills. Like the Manders spread and that under. And then it starts to get weird for me. I'm really heavy in the early window. I like Houston on the spread, and I know you love that over, which I'm more than down to talk about in Pitt versus Houston. And I like the Jets, but you know what? That might not be worth it. I don't know if the Jets deserve to be in the Hail Mary right now. That's kind of where my head's at with the games, Javon. A lot of early action. Maybe we pick our best early game and we put it with your over and Steelers and Houston, because I'm assuming that's your favorite play.
It is. I'm not sure if that's a lay piece, though. I think that's a straight play because there's going to be little or no in between. So fine leaving that out. I think you shouldn't be scared to put the Jags in there, though, just because it's early, unless you have any other problems with that. As much as I want to slurp the Falcons, I don't love them in the slightest in this game.
I would love to take the Jags out now in the 9:30 game.
Man.
Okay. We move. Jack, get your ass up and wake up early. We're taking the Jags on the ML. Falcons are officially unglued. How about it? All right. Cleveland thoughts? You want to stay off with the Deshaun news?
I'm not really scared of Deshaun. I just hate also buying a lot of bad news with the Ravens.
Okay,
So
we're out then.
That's one that I'll probably
keep it to the side.
Yeah, that'll be a small straight play.
Bills?
I feel like that's a straight too. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude.
I feel like that's a straight play.
Nuke.
Is it though?
I don't know. Maybe the more excited I get about it, the less of a nuke it should be.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll leave the Manders out because if it loses, people will say that it was just me being a bozo and we didn't even love it, although we both love that play.
What about the one big spread I would probably be willing to put across both sports is the 49ers.
Dude.
If you don't like it, we don't have to put it in.
If I hear one more smart person say they like the 49ers, I'm going to lose my mind.
Is it really that trendy?
Yeah, every person that has a brain cell on, I've been seeing them post about it, talk about it. And you know what, Javon? I'm right there with them. I haven't been talking about it, but I obviously love that and sell high on the freaking Cardinals, who are bozos, and they're going to not be able to move the ball at all against that 49ers defense. So many points, especially for a parlay. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I really like Houston. I really like Buffalo. I like Tennessee a lot. I know you do as well. And I like the Jets.
What about this one game we haven't really talked about much, either like yesterday or today? What about this Colts game?
So Anthony Richardson is back. They're
back.
-1 at home. They've been playing pretty good ball. If I were you, I'd be all over the Rams in this spot. Are you kind of feeling the same way?
Feels like the Colts are a little too easy here.
Right. I agree.
But it also, I mean, looking at that total too, it looks kind of high.
Does it?
Looks kind of high.
Well,
like I know that. I mean, everybody, myself included, I expected to see a little better out of the Rams Monday night against the Bengals, and the Bengals made them look ridiculous. And this is a Colts defense that has shut down the Ravens for the most part and obviously beat them. So, I mean, coming off of that spot, this makes me think we had a Stafford masterclass, and we'll see how healthy Anthony Richardson is coming back. And it just might be a shootout.
Definitely lean that way. Definitely like seeing the splits and seeing the under be public here with 60% of bets in handle and that total moving up. Now that's probably some Anthony Richardson news. But Javon, I don't know if I'm an Anthony Richardson guy. I thought that team right this second, right now, might be better with Gardner Minshew in there. Do you think I'm a fool?
Yeah.
You don't agree?
I'm not a huge Anthony Richardson guy, but I think his highs are extremely high. It's just like he's a rookie and he's going to learn. So his lows are going to be lows, but I don't think we've seen many super embarrassingly lows for Anthony Richardson yet. So that's going to get to a point when we do against a good defense. But I don't know. I'm not a huge era guy, but I think he's looked pretty good. I think the offense has looked pretty good with or without him.
I agree. And I'm not hating on Richardson at all. I think Richardson has done better than I expected, to be completely honest with you. I just don't know if I want to back that offense with him coming back. It's like buying good news. Oh.
Could be also selling their defense in the same vein against a Stafford offense that just embarrassed themselves in primetime. And the Ravens just got locked up by this defense at home last week. But if we're torn real, got to put it on. I'm laying it out there because we haven't talked about this game much. And I saw a couple people were asking for it.
I mean, is it your favorite play?
No, it's not my favorite play. I mean, it wasn't brought up. It wasn't brought up for a reason, but no. I mean, it's something I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play the over, but there's definitely things I like more.
What is the play we're putting in this that's green? We don't need to overthink this. We don't need to pick cheeky games. We need to look at the board right now and lock in a play, lock in a team that's winning the game, or an over, or an under. But we gotta just lock one in here, man. The Bills are winning this game.
Do we really think Baker Mayfield's going to New Orleans and beating the Saints?
You want to back Jameis against Baker?
Revenge game.
If Jameis can't get up for that game, he's got ED.
Thing is, I don't even think it has to be Jameis. I mean, without effectively, he's going to get a catch or two, maybe a bomb or two, but effectively without Mike Evans, you would think against that defense right now, that front seven, Baker.
Saints ML for catch after a heartbreaking loss and their QB gets hurt, and now they're still a favorite at home against a trendy Bucks team that might be coming off a loss, but still has overperformed immensely.
That's one to consider. That's one to consider.
Chat, what do you guys think about the Saints at home, huh? Nobody's talking about the Saints. And I'm also rocking my high school polo right now, St. Mary's Saints.
Might have been the
sign. That could be a sign, Javon.
That could be a sign.
Huh. I'm a big signs guy.
Yeah.
But right now.
I do. I do think, too. Yeah.
That could be
it.
Kamara
I do think
back.
we don't need to brush back over the Titans either. You said it.
We shouldn't sleep on the Titans, no.
That's one of the nastiest lines of the week, I think.
All right, so here's what we got right now, Javon. We've got 6 plays. We got to cut this down into a 5-piece Hail Mary parlay. We got Arkansas A&M over 53.5. We got Auburn plus 14.5. We got Notre Dame money line. We got the Jags ML. We got the Titans plus 2.5. And we got the Saints on the ML revenge game for Jameis. Oof. Just got the chills.
The chills, man.
Dudes, Titans losing, and then we're trading Tannehill to the Jets.
I mean, why would they trade for Tannehill, though? Is that not just Zach Wilson, but a more veteran?
Well, if I'm looking at these 6 plays, I think the Arkansas A&M over is a lock. I think Notre Dame ML is a lock. I think the Jags ML is a lock for the Hail Mary parlay. I think the ones we're debating between here are Auburn spread, because I don't know how much you actually like it. I think we're debating between that, Tennessee, and the Saints. And we got to pick 2 out of those 3. Now, chat is acting like Auburn has never played football before, and that's making me want to keep that in there.
Probably should keep it in, yeah.
We should probably keep it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's
what
not
about
saying
Titans
not saying lock like he's going to win. He's saying lock for lock to be in the leg.
To be in the Hail Mary parlay. Folks, Come on. All right. It's locked into the Hail Mary parlay, not a lock to win. Nothing is. Okay, gambling gods, you guys hear that? Nothing is. Okay. Oh yeah, chat knows ball. Sure. Chat does know ball most of the time when they're voting on squad rides, but maybe not when they're chirping plays. Javon, Titans or Saints, man? My gut's telling me Saints, but I know you like the Titans better. I'll let you make the call.
I mean, I like the Titans better as a play. I'll tell you that much. But I'm trying to not have clouded judgments here because the Bucs, with or without Baker Mayfield, they struggle whenever they go in New Orleans. So, it seems like an easy play even with Jameis. It's just I do not trust him to move the ball against the Saints. So I'm trying to talk objectively here.
Dude, I mean, Saints splits on the spread are so sharp. If you look at the splits for, let's see. Yeah, dude, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. I mean, the splits on the Titans are beautiful as well. There's no way that Joe Burrow starts 1-3. There's no way the Bengals start 0-3. Did you see how bad the Titans looked last week, Javon?
They look terrible.
How terrible they looked. Oh, they can't do it. Derrick Henry's washed. They can't move the ball. He's not doing stuff. People are saying he's toast. They're saying Mike Vrabel might have lost his fastball. Dude. Let's go Titans.
Let's do it.
I'm in. Let's take the team biases out. We've got the 5-piece Hail Mary chat. If you're not tailing this, that's okay. That's on you. This is meant to be a fun play for the weekend that we're all sweating out. And once it smacks on Sunday, we get to go bonkers and come back here on Monday and hit the gritty and celebrate our winnings. Plain and simple. Okay. 5 plays for the Hail Mary. Arkansas A&M over 53.5. We've got Auburn plus 14.5. Notre Dame money line. Jacksonville money line. And Tennessee plus 2.5. 5 plays, 5 winners.
Here we go.
I'm feeling good. Are we posting these? Yes, sir, we're posting these. And Goods, if you're able to send these off to Daniel right now and see if you can get him done before he dips, that would be elite.
I already did.
He's on it. He's locked.
Let's fucking go, Goods. That's what I'm talking about, Beast. Chat, we will post these entries on the Behind the Lines Twitter. You guys know where to find us, okay? The wheels are falling off, man. The Titans. Yeah, Trent, you're right. We should probably just tell your place. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do the squad ride here, folks.
He's crafting the started sesh, and the Bengals were in there for sure.
Trent, if you're driving a car right now and messaging as well, I'm going to be blown. Please don't be doing that. Please don't be doing that, dude. All right, chat. It's about that time. Friday squad rides are elite. Can we smack a squad ride heading into the weekend so we can keep the bankroll up when we get to deploy on Saturday college football and NFL on Sunday? Can we smack one to take us into the weekend up coins? Can we? Are you guys ready? What plays you like, Javon?
I mean, if we're talking diamond first, I think it's the one last time to ride some runs from the trophies and the Yanks. One last time. Nothing better. Trophies and Yanks.
New York, Kansas City, over 9.5. It's Alan Neutron. How's Jimmy doing, Alan? Is he back from school yet? W's. Giving out a sub bang to the community. Love it. Has to be A's trophies parlay. Guys, see, you hit a couple squad rides this week and everyone wants to get cute. Remember, that's what we do the Hail Mary and the 5 guys for. That's how we get cute and still try to be surgical. We got to hit these every day. We can't be getting cute with these. With that being said, Javon, if you put meat on tape for the A's, we can put them in.
Put the A's money line on the ball, man.
Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck are we doing?
Put them in.
You want to take the Nats ML too today with Trevor Williams pitching?
That's the one I will certainly not take. I'll tell you that.
Oh, you don't want to take that one? Okay.
Oh, they're playing the Braves. That's a big difference. And Trevor Williams is absolute donkey shit.
Chat. I know you're going to be tempted. I know Chiote's probably in chat. Yep, there he is. You know he's here. Vintage Royals one last time.
Don't just bet it for the meme. Bet the play or pick the play. Vote for the play. Vote for the play that you actually think is going to hit.
Pick the winner, please. You know they ain't listening, man. God damn.
Yeah. I mean, with that being said, I think those are winners. But
I mean, we're not just putting them in for fun. You like both those plays. We're about to both have money on this place.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Just to confirm, so Chad knows we're not fucking around. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
We find winners.
I ain't putting the Royals and the A's in the poll. Fine. I'm not dropping units on them. I'll tell you that much.
W's. All right. I want to put in Cincy, who's back to a pick'em now, by the way. I'm freaking out.
Are they?
Why are they back to a pick'em? Why are they back to +1.5 on the Blue Book? What is going on? Chat, I'm scared. What has happened in the last hour and a half in BTL? Was it the Trell bet him? Was that what it is?
Did that do it?
Dude, what is going on? There had to be some sort of news that you guys have seen on your Twitter while you're watching BTL today that we can't say tapped into. Is there something? Dude, Jake. I don't get it. Why? I don't want to let this talk me off of it, but it's definitely not making me feel great about Cincy.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you take the reins there.
I want to trust my read, chat, and I still like them. The problem is, I don't know if there's something going on right now in the Twitter sphere that's going to let us know why this is happening. Is there anything going on right now? I don't want to just lock in and do research before I put this in, and I know the Green Book still has -1. All the other ones have plus. I'm scared. Oh, chat, nothing? Drill headlines -2, so I'm riding. Trust your gut. My gut tells me Cincy wins this game no matter what. I'm taking the ML. We're putting it in. Javon, you want to put Utah in there?
I don't feel great about Utah.
Okay. I don't either.
I'm kind of in limbo about that game.
Yesterday. I'm with you.
Yeah, kind of in limbo about that game. Wouldn't mind putting Louisville in. I don't know how set you are on that one.
I like Louisville. I'll be down to take that. -3.5.
Yeah.
They're either going to lose outright or win by 10. No need to take the ML for them.
Yeah,
Louisville -3.5. We got Cincy ML. We've got Oakland ML and New York, Kansas City over 9.5. Looking for one more play here, folks. Javon, you got one up your sleeves?
I don't know if there's one that we can agree on necessarily. I have a plums feeling about that over in UTEP, but I haven't decided whether I'm actually going to it or not. There's not really that much on the baseball board either.
No. What about the WNBA, folks?
That's all on you there.
You didn't check the board today? What the hell?
I mean, I leave it up to you. You're the WNBA sharp.
Yeah, I don't like these plays. I don't like those lines. WNBA lines low-key sharp right now, folks. Are you worried about Deshaun Watson? They're asking in chat.
No, he's playing. Or say he's going to play. If he doesn't play, then I'm worried. If he plays, I'm good.
Sure. All right. Why don't we take that Louisiana Tech UTEP over? I lean that way as well. Let's put that in there.
Okay.
Chat, 5 plays, 5 winners. We've got Yankees, Kansas City over 9.5. We got Oakland ML, Cincy ML, not the Reds. No meat glued today. We're talking about the football team. And we've got Louisville -3.5 and Louisiana Tech UTEP over 50.5. Hurry up, get your votes in. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. Hurry up. Get your votes in. I want to see 100 votes. It's BTL Friday. We just ran the stream for 2 hours, almost 3 hours. If I don't get 100 votes, I'm going to be pissed. Everyone in here, open your phone up, click the poll, and pick the play that you think is going to hit. Don't pick the trophies because you want to do it for Chiote. Although I'm a fan of Chiote's, we got to find winners here, folks. And don't just pick the Yankees over because you want to see me in piss. Pick the winner. Pick the play you like the best. The poll is up in the Twitch chat. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get your votes in now. Go. Get them in. Hurry up.
Get him, man.
I'm going to vote for... I'm voting for Cincy ML. Full-time streamers. Dude, he's got stuff to do. Leave him alone.
Trent just doesn't want it. Doesn't want it bad enough, man.
He'll be back on Monday, folks. Nuking the least voted play. Yes, that's what I do every day. Also, Helen Neutron coming in with subby number 2. W's, Allen. Appreciate that, beast. All right, folks. Get your votes in. Hurry up. Javon, your favorite play today. I don't care if it's a PrizePicks square. I don't care if it's a book play. I don't care if it's minus 300. I don't care if it's plus 300. What is your favorite play today? What's hitting?
It's the over in Kansas City. Trusting the boys, trusting the trophies, trusting Redone to throw turkeys, and then trusting Judge and the guys in pinstripes to hit up Jordan Lyles.
Okay. All right, folks. You heard it here first. Javon's favorite play is the over in the Yankees and Kansas City. I'd say my favorite play today, probably that's less than 1.5 passing touchdowns from Slovis. All right, chat. Keaton Slovis, less than 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's on PrizePicks. I'm sure you can place it other places if you want, but it's on PrizePicks right now, and it is smack. W's. Trent and the squad on the way to Ole Miss, chat. Make sure you guys follow along. They're going to be boots on ground tomorrow. Electric LSU Ole Miss game. Lauren, Mikey, and Trent are going to be there, boots on ground. Let's hope they get there safe, make it home safe, and go see a W in person. What do you guys like in that game, chat? What do you like in that game? Also, 2 seconds to get your squad right votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get your votes in. Hurry up. Go. Damn, it's a tight race, folks. Get your votes in. Hurry up. It's going to be a tie if you don't vote. It's going to be a tie if you don't vote. And we got to win. The Yankees and Royals over 9.5. Javon, I'm kind of happy this one. Not going to lie.
Yeah. Last BTL regular season MLB. Riding some trophies runs.
It was written in the stars. You can't make it up. Chiote, number 1 fan, you fucking better be at this point. You better drop some sub bangs into if this smacks next week. Yankees, Kansas City, over 9.5. Last day, we could do regular season MLB squad rides, and we're ending with a bang. Yankees, Kansas City, over 9.5. You guys know I'm not afraid to toot my own horn when we're winning bets. And I will say it's been a pretty good season for MLB from the boys, especially Javon right below. Can we finish strong with a little trophies over? Can we get some runs going in Kansas City today? For the love of God, Jordan Lyles is pitching. Come on. We're not asking for the whole world. Do your job, gentlemen. Go out there, smack some balls, and let's get 10 runs in Kansas City tonight. All right, Javon, you've been killing it with MLB this year. Chat, let's get some W's going. Javon's been spoon-feeding milk left and right like he's a fucking cow.
Yeah, gotta end. Gotta end on a bang.
Let's end on a bang. And what better way to end on a bang than a Kansas City Royals POD trophies over? My goodness. Written in the stars. Chat, WBTL today. My goodness, 3 hours? Holy shit. I lost track of time. My goodness. We need to do the weekend squad ride, too. Holy smokes, Diesel Bets.
We do need to do that.
You just saved the day. You just saved the day. Diesel Bets. Let's fucking go. My brain is on fumes right now from this 3-hour app.
Diesel beat me to it. God damn it.
He beat you to it. Goots. I mean, I know you're locked, but he might even be more locked. Holy smokes.
Yeah, he's more locked.
People forget.
I fucking bet.
Diesel's on that diesel. W's, boys. I hope you guys have been enjoying BTL, especially during the NFL and college football season. We're really working hard to give you guys winners, coming up with segments, coming up with plays, and giving you guys, an hour and a half, 2 hours, just vibe, talk about winners, not just be up here in corp suits talking about numbers and fucking data and spreads and shit. We know you guys don't give a hoot about that stuff. How about we find winners the fun way, the right way? And that's what me and Javon have been doing up here, and we look forward to continuing to do BTL with you guys throughout the rest of the season and, forever. Okay? Plain and simple. Let's keep moving and grooving here. Let's go ahead and craft up college football Saturday squad right. Javon, feel like we could take a couple here from the Hail Mary, maybe. Arkansas A&M, over 53.5.
Yeah.
W's. We'll go Ark A&M, over. We'll go, I think we got to go Auburn in there. It's my favorite play.
Yeah, toss it in.
Plus 14.5. We don't have to put Notre Dame ML in there. We can kind of pick and choose now. Other 3 plays, Javon, that we didn't put in the Hail Mary. What would you say your favorite play is remaining?
Remaining? I mean, I hate to glue him again, but I know at least you agree. I would say Cal minus 12.5.
So you like the spread better than the team total?
I do, but I'm willing to defer to you, the team total, if you like it as much or more.
What about SMU?
Yeah, SMU. I was going to say that too. But that one, I don't know if we want to put it in here because I'm going to wait to place that because that's going to continue moving down, I would think.
I still think it's going to win.
I do too.
I think we put it in.
It's fine with me.
We'll put SMU in there, chat. Minus 22.5. We've got Auburn plus 14.5. We got that Arkansas A&M over. What else, chat? You want to put that Kansas Texas over in here, Javon?
Yeah, I'm down to put that in.
Okay, Kansas Texas over. A couple other plays that I really like. We've got Troy plus 1.5. Coastal USF, I think, are both very good looks. Would not mind throwing Cal in there as well. Also, that Pitt VT under is probably going to hit too.
It's not a bad under, yeah.
Any of those 4 plays you're in love with? Any of them sticking out?
I wouldn't mind putting the Pitt VT under there.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Don't hate that.
Cash last week. It's going to cash again this week. That game's going to be nasty. It's going to suck. Chat, 5 plays, 5 winners for the college football Saturday squad rides. We've got Arkansas A&M over. We got Auburn plus 14.5. SMU minus 22.5. Kansas Texas over. And Pitt VT under 40.5. Hurry up. Get your votes in. Go, go, go. We've got a poll to cash. We need you guys locked in, picking the right buttons. It's really that simple. All you got to do is click it. Takes 0.1 seconds. All right, click the right button, chats. Hurry up. And while the poll runs its course, I want to know from you guys in chat who are still here, my OGs, we got about 400 of you guys. What is your favorite play of the weekends? Book play, college, NFL, whatever it is. I want to see it in chat, and I want to see a bunch of plays ripping down my feed right now. Hurry up, go. What is your favorite play of the weekend? And Goot's coming in with Ravens ML, I bet.
Oh, I bet, Goots. I bet.
Bills, A&M. Purdue is a sneaky good play. Sure. Carolina plus 4, I like. Sure. And then immediately after, Vikings minus 4, I bet. Spreads. We've got Steelers over in there. I love that play too. Javon, I know you like that as well. We've got
Steelers over.
UCF ML. Eagles minus 8. I bet sports. That sounds about right from a play coming from I bet sports. I'd probably stay off the Eagles this weekend, though, folks. I'll tell you what. Can't really get much worse than what Sam Howell did last week. So he's either going to do it again this week and find himself a new job, or he's going to bounce back. And we've played well in Philly recently, so I would not be surprised if the Manders pull off some magic on the road here and keep that one within the number. Would not be shocked one bit. All right. Josh Palmer yards, Eagles spreads. Hurry up, get your squad ride. Saturday college football weekend votes in. You've got about 1 minute. Hurry up, go, go, go. I put my meat on Vikings ML. I don't know about Vikings
That's
ML.
crazy.
Though.
Meat on Vikings ML is hilarious.
In chat, stay posted for the survivor pick. You guys know I'm going to give it to you every single week, and it's going to smack. That's the craziest part. But I do not want to rush it this week. I'm leaning right now towards the Jags. I know it's sketchy, but guys, you got to trust your survivor pool goat. I've got a belt. All right. I think I'm the only one left in the group that's still alive, which is kind of sad, but I'm here.
I'm alive
this week. Goots
is locked.
Sleeper pick. Goots. Don't let him get hot. Might be too late, Goots. W's. Titans ML, Glitchy AI likes. I think I like Glitchy AI's play. Sure. W Goods. Auto Gelato's alive. Anybody in chat still alive? They're giving out Super Bowl tickets. People forget. And by the way, don't forget to vote for the BTL Weekend College Football Squad Ride. You got 1 second. Hurry up. Go, go, go. 1 second. Go. Here comes the vote. Who's going to win? It's
looking
going to
close.
be not even close. It's A&M and Arkansas all over. Why do we even wait that long? Sure. Oh, man. All right. Well, honestly, I like that play tap. W's. Javon, they're putting some big trust in your hands on Saturday, man.
It's a lot of trust. We got a lot riding on that game. So let's hope we get fireworks.
We're going to need fireworks. All right. Still live here. Got the Niners this week. Jason, you're not playing any games this week. I don't blame you. Right now, I'm leaning the Jags chats. If I get scared, maybe I'll pivot to a team like the Niners or something. But I will recommend, please do not take the Eagles this week. Please. All right. Maybe it will be good to take the 49ers if you're not trying to get cute with the Jags like me. But right now, that's what I'm leaning. Make sure you check my Twitter this weekend and make sure I didn't change my Survivor poll pick because I'm putting an asterisk right up here right now. Subject to change with the lines moving. But right now, I'm leaning Jags for Survivor. Let me go over a little recap of what we did today because there was so fucking much. We have to, Javon. Let me rip through it real quick, all right? Our best bets. We've got Cincinnati ML. I'm not talking about the meat-glued Reds. I'm talking about the Cincinnati Bearcats on the gridiron, on the money line. One of my favorite plays today. We got Keaton Slovis, less than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Favorite play on the board, no matter where you're betting it. That's the one. Absolutely love it. Find a way to bet it. We got Damian Martinez, less than 80.5 rushing yards. I'd be surprised if he gets 50 today. Javon, what are your 3 best bets?
Runs in Kansas City. We got the Royals, the trophies, and the Yanks over 9.5. Corey Seager to scratch you over 2 bases. He's probably getting the gag against Brian Wu today. And then Keaton Slovis, I'm fading him too. He ain't getting over 8.5 or more than 8.5, negative 8.5 rush yards. Jeez, that's crazy to say out loud, but that's what we're taking. And A's money line, of course, too.
Oh, man. He ain't getting more than negative 8.5 rush yards, man. That's a mouthful.
That's crazy to say out loud, but he's doing it. He's getting sacked 3 times, maybe more.
Chat, our favorite college football plays of the weekends. I've got the under in Pitt VT. Javon's got the first half under in Auburn and Georgia for the snooze fests. For the Mikey overs, I got Cal team total over 30.5. Javon's got Kansas, Texas over 61.5. That should be one heck of a game. The blowouts of the weekends. I'm going Kentucky minus 1.5. Javon's got SMU minus 23.5. Upset alert. Give me Grayson McCall and Coastal Carolina plus 6.5. Javon's got USF plus 3.5. 2 nasty-ass plays. Probably my favorite 2 plays of the day in that segment. Love them both. Both dogs. One of those 2 is winning outright. If you want to do a little sprink on the MLs, but at least take the spreads there, folks. Meat on tape plays. Give me Auburn plus 14.5. Javon's got the over in A&M Arkansas over 53.5, which happens to be the squad ride on Saturday. Shocker. Let's fucking go, Javon. And I love Arizona and Troy as well. And then MLBs, Javon, your favorite plays are probably what?
The Royals over, and then the A's in the money line.
Jesus Christ, man. You are sick.
I'm sick. You know what? Sometimes you got to do it. Again, last full regular season slate we're going to get on here. We got to get nasty. So that's why we're going with the dogs here.
You are a sick pup for that one, man.
Beautiful. Chef's kiss.
That's what we need today. Play of the day is what that is. Oh.
People forget about the wife narrative play.
Wife narrative play could be the difference.
These guys got to look their wives in the eyes and have them still love them. And if they don't get 50 wins this year, that might not happen, folks. So expect the A's to pull out a win today and get that A bullpen.
Yes.
All right. W's, chats, Friday Night Lights. Give me Louisville spreads. I think we lean Utah, but at this point, it sounds like we're probably both off. I love that Damian Martinez, less than 80.5 rushing yards on the gridiron between Utah and Oregon State. And then Louisiana Tech, UTEP, we lean over, but do not love that bet one bit. Cincinnati is probably our favorite overall play on the gridiron, that and Louisville spread. W's?
Agreed.
Sure. Chat, 5 guys PrizePicks entry for the weekend. And yes, we will post these today. We've got 5 guys PrizePicks. We got Anaya Smith, more than 50.5 receiving yards. Aldrich Estime, more than 90.5 rush yards. Damian Pierce, more than 47.5 rush yards. Brian Robinson, less than 53.5 rush yards. and Travis Kelce less than half a touchdown. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, chat, because that square is going to be green come Monday, so you can zip the lips and save it for them. Okay? Hail Mary parlay, Arkansas A&M over 53.5, Auburn plus 14.5, Notre Dame ML, Jags ML, Titans plus 2.5. Book that shit. BTL squad ride today. We're going the over in the Yankees and Royals for Chiote, over 9.5. Got to end the season, regular season in MLB, with some trophy legacies, Javon. W's. And then college football squad ride, we're going with the over in Arkansas and A&M tomorrow. W's.
Yep. W's.
Javon, people are asking, the people are talking. Is it true?
It's true. For as long as we were on here for a couple hours already, we got to dive in deeper, get more into the PrizePicks board, because a lot of these squares are just dropping now. So 2 hours. I'm circling back. Rumors have it the Crabs may or may not be stopping by just for a little bit of the stream. We'll see how much gas he has left after this. But, yeah, we got to run it back. Yeah, it's a little – stretch it out, you know.
I got another inning in me, bro.
Yeah, just a little more meat sheet activity. So we'll see some more stuff in the PrizePicks board. We'll get into it. But, yeah, live stream in a couple hours here.
W's on the Book It Sports Twitch and YouTube chat. So stick around, go grab a bite, go take a rip, go speak to your family and your friends and be a human for a second, and then come back. We're locking right back in here. And yes, I'll be on there for at least the first 30. All right, chat.
There you go.
8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern?
7 p.m. Eastern. So we got 2 hours. 2 hours to regroup. Then we're back at it for a little bit. Yeah, it won't be as long as last week's, but we'll be tapping in still to the PP board. We'll see what's good with it. But yeah, W stream today. I think we got POD Pete streaming now, which I think we're both gonna hop on there for a second. Maybe we raid him. I don't know how to do that, but
yeah, if somebody can tell me how to do that, because although we might be W streamers, I might not know how the fuck to do that.
Yeah, I don't know ball. If we're talking about that.
Goods, this is when we need you, man. This is why you get paid the big bucks.
I think I got it. I think I can do this.
Do you?
Goods. There's no way he ends. By the way, this is one of the best BTLs we've ever done. I think you guys all in chat can agree. And yes, we will raid the Just Baseball stream. Okay, you put -raid. Goods, you got
it? Just Baseball. Yep,
see if this works, folks. W's. Let me know if it goes through. Chat. W episode today. This was fucking electric. I don't know when this thing's going to cut me off. I'm going to keep talking. But great work today. Squad rides the OVA. All right, in Kansas City and New York. I'll catch you guys at the counter. Stay in tapped with our socials. Okay, we're going to have plenty of cards, plenty of plays on our socials. And make sure you guys follow the squad as they head to Ole Miss for the game tomorrow. Boots on ground. All right, folks?
We need it. We need it.
How we looking, Beast?
I just clicked it.
There we go.
Let's go. All right. 5 seconds, boys. We'll catch you next week. Same time, same place. We'll be same.
W's.
Peace.